and activate my mic. Let's go to the base scene here. Okay. All right, I think we're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spider-Man and the MCU, we are back, baby. Welcome, boys, girls, and everyone in between, to another SO Studio Art stream. We are a studio created by artists for artists, and in our sketch sessions, we talk about anything that comes to mind while creating human art. I am Esso, and with me, as always, is the motivator and co-creator, Miss Lily.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back. So, the reason we're saying welcome back is because last week we weren't here. If you follow us on all of our socials, you would see that we posted a little bit of an update that the reason we didn't show up on Friday because, well, you had watched it the day before, but on Friday I was watching, along with, it seems like everybody else, the new Spider Man movie. You saw it on Thursday, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
So tonight we're gonna be
Managed
giving.
to.
Oh, you managed to just barely.
Yeah, just barely.
So tonight we're gonna be giving our spoiler-free and spoiler-filled. I will be sure to put a graphic on the screen whenever we start going into spoiler territory. We'll be going into our review of the movie, and we're going to be drawing some fan art from the movie as well. But before we do that, let's get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. We stream live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. If you miss the streams, no worries, because we have a enhanced rerun stream every Monday. I changed the time on Monday to 7 p.m. I used to have it at noon, but the internet is dead at that time. So I'm going to go for the evening slot. And then you can also catch the enhanced VOD every Wednesday at 12 p.m. If you're watching the stream, be sure to join us in chat. Shout out to Mark in chat. Thank you for joining us another night, my friend. We are excited to talk
Welcome back.
about Spider Man. Join us in chat. It lets YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram know that you are here and counted. If you're a first time watcher on Twitch or Instagram, hit that follow button. And if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell so you get a notification next time we go live. Let's see here. Be sure to follow Miss Lily on her socials, both Instagram and TikTok at Lily Lilac Draws, all one word, and you will see her links in chat. And just below hers, if you want to be able to see more art from me, clips from the stream, or donate to the studio, be sure to head over to the link spree. Before we go into any disclaimers, I want to give some shout outs to some new Instagram followers. I want to thank Oxley Art. I want to thank Collectibles Bandicoot, as well as Wolfsetches Gesets. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. But regardless, I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for following us on our socials or following us here on Twitch or on YouTube. Every pair of eyes is greatly appreciated, and we hope you guys join us for whatever we have coming down the road. And finally, as a disclaimer, the artwork that I present in each stream, and only my artwork, is pre-recorded. Due to my attention deficit, I cannot draw and carry on a conversation at the same time, since my process is pretty solitary and vibes filled. I can't deal with much distraction. So throughout the week, I record about 2 hours of my process in OBS. If I end up going over that 2 hours, I go into Premiere and I shorten it to match the total length of the stream. But no artistic process is lost in the editing process, pretty much just the time. So, as I always say, a good artist isn't a fast artist. Obviously, repetition can speed up the process, but I didn't create the stream to showcase speed. I created it to showcase the process to create and to have a good conversation while doing so. So if you notice any kind of video playback, it's either me messing up the editing or presentation. And for that, my bad. I'm sorry. I'll try to minimize that as time goes on. Um, but with all of that housekeeping out of the way, let's go ahead and switch over to our drawing screens and see what we're going to be doing from here. Get it started. So I am starting on a from a previous piece that we did whenever we were working from. You remember from the model that we had put up on stream,
Yeah,
and I was
I
essentially
do.
turning him into Spider-Man. So I'm
Mhm.
taking that figure that I was working on, and I'm just gonna be taking it from there,
Okay.
trying to see what I could do for it. Because obviously, what we know about the movie now is way different. Um, and I wanted to make it a little bit more dynamic than last time, and than the last time I was drawing it. But before we
Mm.
get into the reviews, let's get all the depressing stuff out of the way with some current events. Let's quick, quick shot a number of these. Let's go through. Let's see what's been happening these past 2 weeks since we've been gone. One of them, we learned that our fraud in chief was caught laundering money through Capital One, and so they had to close over 20 bank accounts of his. So, that's awesome. It,
That's crazy.
dude, it's so weird. Like that piece of news comes out, right? That we essentially learned that our president is carrying on a money laundering scheme, and then you don't hear squat about it for you don't hear anything about it after a week. And that was nuts to me. I guess because so many things happen, right? But I mean, how do you not I mean, how is no one talking more about this? It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. The other piece of news that came out pretty local for us. I don't know if it affects you as much, but it definitely affects me. Is that Texas state officials have banned nearly all hemp derived THC products in Texas after Texas essentially we held a vote on whether or not we wanted to be able to sell hemp products in the state, and the vote won. But it looks like um, our Department of State Health Services can absolute veto our vote. So that's awesome. Texas isn't exactly the freest state out of
Crazy.
this entire nation. Yeah, dude, it's so nuts, man. And being a partaker of such extracurricular activities, yeah, it's messed up. It's messed up, and I hope this is the reason why I stand behind Tellerico, because he said he's going to find a way to reverse that, and I'm counting on him and Inahosa. Hopefully, she takes Greg Abbott's place later on this year. We'll see. Fingers crossed, right? Everybody, get out there and vote. Um, the other piece of news that came out that I was actually happy about, because it was a power check on Trump himself, is that the Supreme Court had issued a judgment on a birthright citizenship case that Trump was trying to get past them, and they upheld the Constitution. I mean, who would have thunk it, right? Our
Mhm.
Supreme Court actually follows along with the law of the land. Too bad our president doesn't feel like doing so. So yeah, it's a big setback for him. It looks like anybody born here, whether their parents be immigrants or not, get to stay here. So awesome. See, Mark says, if it was any other president, there would have been cause for impeachment already. Exactly, man. Right? Like, can you imagine? I know this sounds kind of cliche at this point, but can you imagine if like Obama was doing any of this, or Biden? Right? They would be calling Biden, age addled and having dementia at this point. But for some reason, Trump gets a free pass, and I don't understand it, dude. It blows my damn mind. Um, a story that we've been following here on the stream about the Paramount merger. It turns out that the FCC commissioners are under investigation for violating ethics rules for accepting luxury gala tickets from Paramount while the FCC reviewed Paramount's $111 billion merger with Warner Brothers Discovery. So corruption in government, yay! Damn, man. This just feels like par the course for this nation now, I guess. My God. But it turns out that there were a couple of commissioners that received gala tickets from Paramount that totaled like $12,000 a seat, and they got a +1. So essentially $24,000. That's messed up, man. I don't care who you are. That's a special brand of corruption, especially since apparently these commissioners that got this monetary gift voted for the merger, right? A surprise, surprise there.
Hmm.
Let's see, what is this LinkedIn story that you have here
Oh
regarding
yeah.
AI?
So earlier, what was that? Earlier this week. So I stay on LinkedIn at work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and earlier this week, I'll be browsing through LinkedIn and I'll see some AI crud on there, and I'll hide it.
Yeah.
There's it's on any what is it called, social media platform where you can like say I'm not interested in this post or please hide this ad, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you can opt out of
Same
it.
thing for LinkedIn.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
same thing for LinkedIn. You can do that, but I think maybe like the middle of the week or maybe Tuesday or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
they added this extra button that says that you can report the ad as AI slop. The
Awesome.
actual the actual tag for it is seems like AI slop. And yeah,
I
I
love it.
didn't look into I didn't look into why they implemented that. Like maybe I would like to think it's because there is a huge pushback against AI generated art and all that stuff. Like no one likes it. So I guess a bunch of people were asking for that type of feature.
Yeah.
Was I expecting it to be so explicit as seems like AI slop? No. Uh
That's so
am I
funny.
happy that am I happy that it's titled that way? Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy.
For
Like
sure.
I found that out just by trying to hide something. And I was like, "Oh, there's this feature now, that's sick."
I think
So,
more websites need this, especially social media,
yeah,
man.
especially social media. I think my Instagram is curated to, obviously it's curated to what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously very rarely see AI,
Yeah.
unless it's the ones that look, like kind of real, so you can't really tell that it's AI, which I
Mm-hmm.
really hate that that's a thing.
Oh
But
yeah. You have to hyper
um
analyze things nowadays.
yeah, or just be like me and just be really jaded and not believe in anything anymore.
Right.
Um
It's leading us down the path of nihilism for sure.
yeah, but hopefully, I'd like to see this sort of change. Whenever I'm on LinkedIn, I see, I see these people who are like, "Hey, you should try this thing out," or "Look what I created
Mm-hmm.
with AI," and it's just one person, and yeah, you'll see these other people commenting and like circle jerking about the generated content that they made. But then there's also like tons of other people who are, laughing at it and
Mm-hmm.
telling them like, "Oh, if whatever makes you sleep at night, if that's how you want to feel good about yourself." I actually see a lot of the posts because I follow this particular artist on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
He was uh I think he worked on the animated properties for X-Men,
Yeah.
and I saw his animated uh part in the one scene in the X-Men animated series
That's
where
awesome.
it's Rogue and this other girl
Mhm.
dancing. Like he was part of that animation.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is from, like, the, early 2000s animated X-Men.
Hmm.
Okay, I know,
Yeah,
X-Men
so
Evolution,
he was
yeah.
part of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so he was
so
part of it,
cool.
and I follow him. Yeah, I
Mhm.
follow him, and all this guy does, and he's this old dude. All this guy does is he goes and laughs at people's posts celebrating AI art, and he just comments on all of them like he's a troll, but in
Uh-huh.
like the Robin Hood kind of way. I
Hey,
love it.
man, I get
I
it. I
just
get it.
I love him so much. Like
Dude.
I want you to meet my grandpa. Like
Right? Dude, my timeline is cooked because of all the times I've had to do research on AI or look on Instagram for like AI videos, right? For the stream and stuff like that. And now on my Instagram, I'll get like videos of like, one particular comes to mind. It's like this steam machine that can iron out your clothes, and dude, whenever the machine is going over like a silk shirt, it's so obviously AI because the shirt is so smooth after one pass through. And I'm just like, oh my God, man. Like, I wish there was a button like on LinkedIn, like, hey, seems like AI slop, you know?
yeah. I think isn't there okay, wait.
Mm,
So I think correct me if I'm wrong, but on Instagram,
hmm.
you can report something and then you can say why you're not, like disliking it or not
Yeah.
interested in it.
If you get
And
like weird
I
advertisements, for sure.
yeah, but I do whenever I do that and it is AI, I
Hmm.
always say this is AI. Like I think that's a thing that you can do.
Oh.
It's not easily noticeable, right? But
Hmm.
it's something that you can do. I think Instagram and Meta wants to hide it because, they've invested in AI and they
Of
want to do
course.
all this shit with it.
Mhm.
But I think you can still report it, which is good. You just have to do a little bit of digging.
Well, then that's really good because usually if I come across a advertisement that has AI, I'll usually put that not interested option and then it asks you why, and I usually go with the
Mhm.
generic like unpleasant false. Like I think another one is like false advertisement, some shit. But there is a custom button down there, and I wonder if I clicked on that if I could just type in AI slop.
Yeah.
But whenever it comes to
Yeah,
like
right.
Meta and, TikTok, I don't know if they even care at this point. They just love the traffic that it brings.
Mhm.
Oh my god. But hopefully if we report it enough, right? It'll get it across to, I mean, like, small tangent here, right? But like for advertisement, for companies to be using AI, there's got to be some sort of federal regulation of um false advertisement. What shouldn't there be? Like, I thought we had a whole ass federal law about advertisers not being able to create commercials of things that their product cannot do, or their product does not look a certain way. I always thought that was
We're
kind of a
living through the
thing.
age.
I
Yeah,
know.
we're living through a pivotal time in history where we're shaping
Mhm.
what technology can and can't do. It's like what they've done in the previous years with food and,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
said, advertisements and all this stuff. It it takes testing, and unfortunately we're the guinea pigs, but
Yeah.
we have to be really rambunctious, angry little guinea pigs and being like, we don't like this shit. Take it off.
Exactly.
No
We
one
need to
asked
be
for this.
loud about
Stop
it.
it. Yes. Yes, you still have a voice. Unlike guinea pigs, we can talk and we have
Exactly.
money
We don't have
or
to take
whatever
none of this
we
shit.
have little of it.
Right?
You're not taking any little bit of my money that I already don't have. Like, fuck you.
If this company is too damn lazy to use real artists or real images of their products, I want nothing to do with it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess the last piece of news that we have for current events is so earlier in the week you sent me a image of the White House using Spider-Man to promote ICE for some god awful reason.
I think it was not earlier this week. I think this was literally like 2 days ago.
Yeah, about 2 days ago you sent
Oh,
over
that
that.
was awful.
And, and it's pretty much just the White House posting the same memes that they've been doing since their
Which
inception.
is which I think is crazy
It's disgusting.
because
Yeah.
why is not only is it the most heinous shit that
Mm-hmm.
anyone could share, it is the White House that's sharing it.
The
Like,
White House, dude.
why is the White House
Like,
sharing memes,
this
first of
isn't
all?
like
And why are they sharing the most racist,
exactly.
outlandish, pieces of shit memes? Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
it's
That
insane.
garnered it's 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 oh, sorry. It's aimed towards our demographic for some
Mm-hmm.
reason, like
Yeah.
the nerds. Like why are you targeting us? Like this is
Yeah.
fucking nuts,
My
dude.
honest answer is because I think that they know they're targeting the unfortunately they're targeting lonely white males. You and I don't fit into this demographic. We're kind of like in a special place outside of that.
I
But
would argue lonely men period.
yeah, yeah. But I don't think
But
the White
keep
House
going.
are aiming towards any kind of people of color. That's for sure. They're not aiming towards.
Not yeah, not this administration for
Yeah.
sure. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this type of stuff, yeah, is
Yeah.
aimed
Oh, the
towards
meme
the
culture.
men.
Yeah, the edgy meme
Yeah.
culture for sure. And the fact that the White House is using it, and we're not even talking about somebody like this is the Wendy's Twitter account or some business that's just trying to be on the edge of humor or edgy in general, right? Like we're talking about like this is the American Institute of our government doing this BS, and it's just and they try to co-op the most they try to co-op characters that A would never be a part of this administration. Like, why would they ever think Spider-Man would be rounding up illegals? Like, how? In what universe does that make sense? What, because Spider-Man works with cops? They think New York cops are the same thing as Texas cops? Like, come on. Like New York has literally barred
Not New
ICE.
York now.
Exact.
Definitely not
Oh,
New York
definitely
now.
not New York now. I mean, hell, New York just got through banning ICE from entering their state. So I mean, like, why
Hell yeah.
use a New York-based superhero to get across this stupid? But apparently, the White House is infamous for doing this because just recently, the government's Mario, Pokemon, and Naruto meme posting could damage these franchises, according to Japanese officials. Japanese officials are now going after the White House for all these repeated offenses of using Japanese IPs to essentially blast out their propaganda. Like that's even crazy to say in itself, right? That the White House is using nerd culture for their propaganda.
Yeah.
That fucking blows my mind, dude. I don't I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm glad Japan's pushing back on it. Like I would be pissed if my IP was being used for you know the White House's personal grudges and agenda. Fuck all of that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, apparently Japanese officials have repeatedly requested that the U.S. stop the meme posting involving characters and franchises such as Mario, Pokemon, and Naruto. And these moves, the movement, and these complaints are being driven in part by petitions from Japanese fans, which have drawn more attention to the issue. So it's not only just the companies telling the White House like, "Hey, stop using these characters," but it's actually Japanese fans that are trying to get this across to our brain-addled president. Which again, fucking crazy that there's a whole ass nation telling you like, "Hey, stop this shit. This is
Stop
unbecoming of a
using our
president."
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is embarrassing. This is for kids.
So
Stop
fucking
doing that.
embarrassing, man. Oh my god.
It is.
Just yet another week where the American government, or particularly Trump's administration, has failed to not embarrass us. But that's all of the current events that we have for the past week. I'm pretty sure there were more. Um, and I had a gigantic list of all kinds of stuff, but I needed to narrow it down so we can get on to the rest of the the rest of the stream without spending 3
Yeah,
hours.
there's gonna be a lot of talking
There's
about
going to be a lot of
the
talking
more
here.
important stuff.
Exactly. Let's get into the more important stuff then. Let's get in to the meat and potatoes of our review of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let me just give a quick rundown of the movie. Spoiler free. This is just going to be going over
Can
the
I do my can I do my rundown of Avatar first since I
You
think
know,
that's gonna be
yeah.
shorter?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
And the Odyssey?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, I
because I
so want to
watched
see those.
yeah. I watched the Odyssey in the same week that I watched Spider-Man,
Mhm.
which is super fun. I give it a 9 out of 10. It was pretty
Nice.
good.
I hear that from
It kept
friends.
Yeah, it kept me, it's a really long movie, but it doesn't keep you bored
Is this
at
like
some point.
almost 3 hours or past the 3-hour mark?
I think it's 3 hours, I'm not sure, but
Mm.
it's definitely long, but never at any point was I bored.
Okay.
I was really it's more so like anticipation, like, "Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? Like, how
Yeah.
are they gonna do this and
Mhm.
this and that?" Um, it follows um the Odyssey, which is
Right.
the latter half of the Iliad and the Odyssey. Um, so I don't think I'm gonna be spoiling anything when I'm saying that it just follows Odysseus's trek with his entire fleet back
Mhm.
home, and it took 10 years for him to get back home.
Yep. Anyone
Um,
who's taken high school literature should have run across this story at least once.
or just listen to Epic the Musical,
Yeah, that
which
too.
by the way,
So
I did
good.
listen to Epic the Musical afterwards because I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, what the heck did I just watch? I need something that'll tell it to me like I'm 5. So I
Uh-huh.
listened to Epic the Musical to help me along. Um, the
It's such a
movie
good
does take
rendition.
some stuff
Mhm.
out from the story that happens in the written text. So
Okay.
not everything that happens in the written text happens in the movie. Some stuff was taken out.
Okay.
Um, my only complaint is that they didn't really explain why they went to war in the first place.
Oh yeah. You kind of need the Iliad to understand that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like not really much of a complaint because that's what the Iliad covers. So I'm not really
Mhm.
that mad about it. Um, they did kind of say like this few sentences why it happened, but I didn't really catch on. And
I mean,
that's a user error
it's a
on
almost 3
on
hour
my
movie. I get it.
Yeah. But otherwise, it was pretty good. I definitely recommend it. I did hear that a lot of the shots were practical effects,
Mhm.
like forced perspective.
Oh yeah. Christopher Nolan,
There's
baby.
this yeah, there's this part where they're fighting like what seems to be giant um soldiers.
Yeah.
Um what they did was they just hired actors who were like 7 feet tall yeah,
Jesus.
6 feet,
Yeah.
17 feet tall.
So
And
they
then they
hired
hired
real
shorter
giants.
actors,
Mhm.
yeah, to fight against them to give that illusion that they were fighting giants, which
Oh.
was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
They used
Go
the
watch it.
Hobbit method.
Yeah, go watch it if you have some time.
Dude, I definitely
Grab
want to
some
see it.
popcorn,
Mhm.
drink a soda. It is long, but I promise you, it's not boring. So
Yeah, and good
go
call
watch
out
that.
on Epic the Musical. That's also very good. If anyone gets a chance of seeing or hearing it, I was introduced to Epic the Musical through some animation clips that people made of the song "Get in the Water," and it was so freaking good. And so I ended up listening to the rest of that, which I hear that they're looking to turn that into like an actual production, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard that they're doing, I think, an animated
That would be really
production of
neat.
it, which would be really neat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks though, because when I was going into Epic the Musical, when it first started gaining that traction,
Mm-hmm.
some people were suspecting it of being AI just because of
This would have been
some of
way,
the
but
stuff.
or not way before the introduction
Not
of
really.
AI.
It was in the earlier stages of it for sure,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is disappointing though that when you're watching these new properties and stuff like that, there's always going to be that question of, is this AI or
Unfortunately,
was that?
that's the world we live in now.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, Odyssey was good. Go watch it. So now we'll go into Avatar. Um, I'm gonna give it The Legend of Aang, by the way, the adult movie
All
of
right.
the gang. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Um, it was good to see the gang on screen again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they could have given more screen time to the rest of the gang, but I do understand that this movie was more focused on Aang and
Mm-hmm.
his story and his play off of Taga.
Okay.
And I understand why, and I know that they didn't weren't given a really long runtime for the movie, so I get
Mm-hmm.
it. But I'm being selfish, and I wanted to see more of Zuko. So yeah.
Did they at least
So
give Toph a good amount of screen time?
no, not her either.
Ah,
Like
damn it.
I think Toph did get more lines, but
Mm-hmm.
out of like everyone, I think even including Sokka, but I think it's a tie between her. No, I think Sokka has slightly more lines than Toph, but it is disappointing to have seen not that much from the from the rest of the gang.
Yeah. I didn't
Um,
realize how short this movie was. It's like a little over an hour and a half. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty short.
Mm.
Um, so I get it. Uh, it so now spoilers.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me see if I can.
In
Let me put my little
Sokka's
spoiler graphic up. Okay, go.
Okay, so in Sokka's, I mean, I'm pretty sure people have seen it,
Mm-hmm.
and the backlash this has gained. So Sokka gets this little bit where he gets to recall how they won the war and his part in it. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a 1 minute, maybe 2 minute flashback or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, with cute little chibis and stuff like that. They didn't even draw Suki in it. Like, they
What?
didn't draw Suki as part of the gang.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's only shown at the end of the movie. So yes, Suki exists, but they didn't acknowledge her existence during the war, which
They
I find
sidelined
is
her?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I find is crazy because she's the whole reason why Sokka and Toph are even alive
Yeah.
right now. She literally saved their lives from falling off of a fucking ship. Like
Do you think this is a retcon or do you think they just didn't have the time to include her as a character? Like,
they I think it's negligence on the entire team for not
mm,
having the ability to even have because it's up to um storyboard artists to map out what the scenes are supposed to look like, right?
mm-hmm.
It's up to the whole design team to have designed a character map for Suki.
Yeah.
Um, and like I think they just forgot about her until the very end because they drew her in the end. She shows up in the end, but why did they not draw her in the flashback? Like
That's
I think they just
crazy.
forgot about her and didn't have enough money or time to draw her back in. So which is nuts, by
Yeah,
the way.
that's absolutely crazy, man.
I don't get it. I also like I don't get it if you're a fan of the show. I, I would like to say that you're a fan of Suki. Like
Mhm.
Suki does so much for the team. She teaches Sokka um how to grow past his sexism and
Mhm.
his elitism of being a man and all this
Right.
stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And how it is to be a warrior. Um, you can be a woman and be a warrior. Um, like she broke them out of prison. Like hello, like she's a part of this badass team that does not bend. They don't use bending. They
Uh-huh.
just fight with their
They
hands.
just
Like
fuck
come
people
on,
up.
dude. And fans. Like I'm they need to vindicate Suki. It was
That's so
disappointing not
odd,
to see her
man.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um Another point of contention for the movie was the designs for it first started with Katara, but now I'm seeing it happen with Aang as well,
Mhm.
where their facial features have kind of been they like to say whitewashed.
Oh,
Um
no.
I would just like to say it's just same face syndrome. I'm not going to say it's purely whitewashing.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to say the design team kind of failed in this part because if you watch the original animation,
Mhm.
they they make it a point to draw the round nose that Asian people tend to have. I'm Asian. I have
Right.
a round nose.
Yeah.
Like I love that
Mhm.
about me.
Yeah.
It,
Same here. I'm
I've
Latino.
hated
I
that
got a
about
round
me.
nose.
Yeah. I've hated that about me as well, but that's a part of our,
It's our
that's a part of
identity. It's
our
our
yes,
phenotype.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have those similar facial structures
Mhm.
and people hated and I kind of it was itching the back of my head too. Like there's something wrong with this character design. Like don't get me wrong, I love them. They're hot. They're all
Mhm.
beautiful.
Right.
But it they can be beautiful and have a round nose and
Oh, so
maybe a rounder face
did they
and
animefy it where they made them all straight bridge noses and pointy tips and all that?
basically, yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
it's really anime-fied. That's why I'm not saying it's very whitewashed, but
Yeah,
then people would say it's whitewashed because anime kind of exemplifies the European white
it's true.
facial features, this, that, the other, da da
Yeah.
da.
I
We
mean,
could go on and
they
on,
didn't
but
do anything about their skin tones though, right? They didn't lighten them or anything to that degree?
I think someone was arguing that they did it to Katara, but I don't really see that.
Because if they
They
would
have
have done that, that would
noticeably
have pissed me
tanner.
off because yeah.
Yeah, no, that would have started an uproar.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have noticeably tanner skins than the rest of the team.
Okay.
So I'm okay with that. Like I'm fine with that. I just think yeah, they dropped the ball in the design department with their roundish
Mm.
features and the noses.
They went a
So
little bit more stylized with yeah, yeah, I get it.
mhm.
You're right, because compared to I'm trying to think back to the original animation, they did keep their facial features
They
a little
did
bit
keep
more
the
rounder, and I
They
want
drew the round nose.
exactly, exactly. I wonder if they thought that making a more sharper nose made them look older, but I think that just I don't know, there's different ways of showing age for a character, and I think we've talked about this before, right? Where it's like no matter the style, you can do a couple of things in order to age up a character and still keep some of the original features. But yeah, to
Mhm.
get rid of something as iconic as the wide brimmed nose and the roundness of it, that kind of that really does suck for the sake
Yeah,
of
especially
animifying
mhm.
them. I guess that's the only
It
way I
for the
could put
sake
it.
of yeah, for the sake
Yeah.
of animifying them, for the
Mm-hmm.
sake of hotifying them, for the
Yeah.
sake of
Exactly.
animation budget, quote, quote, whatever it may be,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little disappointing,
Yeah.
especially coming from the the racial demographic that
Mm-hmm.
this series is influenced by,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's a little disappointing
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
do
can see
better,
that.
Team Avatar. Like I don't
Come
know
on,
what is
man.
Yeah. What is it? What else can I say about the movie? Um, there was some backlash online that they could have possibly used AI
Mm-hmm.
on the production of the film.
Mm-hmm.
They consulted ChatGPT on different Asian cultures, um, and what could be normal for those cultures to help adapt it into the film.
Jesus.
Um, yeah,
They couldn't just have asked the animators. Because I'm pretty sure there
who are
wasn't a
Asian.
single,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty sure there wasn't a single European on that team.
they all, well, people were just like, you could have just hired a person who
Yeah,
was of that demographic to like, an not an Asian specialist, that's awful. A cultural specialist, a cultural expert.
somebody super specialized
A
in the
fucking weeboo
Asians.
or something like no. Yeah, but it is confusing though
Uh-huh.
because the some of the animators have come out saying they didn't use AI, but people were saying it's in your art book. There's a shot in the art book that
Mm-hmm.
says you consulted ChatGPT, so which
Oh
is it? So
no.
yeah, it could just be that's one part of
Yeah,
because filmmaking requires a giant team.
for
Maybe it's
sure.
just one section of the team that
Yeah.
used it, but it's still, it's been done before without it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, y- you know, literally Avatar, the original series was
Yeah,
done without it. Like they
exactly. Like
consulted actual
both
cultural
the
experts.
both the original creators were the ones that pretty much produced this, correct? Like they were executive
I
producers
think
on this
so.
movie.
Yeah.
Like they were
Mhm.
able to do it for the original series. Could they not go back to the original sources that they grabbed this from? I don't
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't
I
get
don't
it.
get it. I
Yeah.
don't get it. But that's what happened. Um, what else? Have you seen the film?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh man,
I've
I was gonna talk about one of the so you're gonna go watch it and then we're gonna talk about it. Because
yeah,
I was
okay.
gonna talk about one of the previous avatars in the cycle and
Oh.
this he's voiced by Ki Kwan, by the way,
Ooh.
and he was awesome. Yeah, I love hearing
Nice.
his voice.
I know it's so
He's such
distinctive.
a cutie. Yeah. Um, there was a cool little um I don't want to call it an Easter egg, but it's
Mhm.
this thing that he does that kind of gives you a hint into his backstory. You don't really
Yeah.
learn much about him because he's one of the very older avatars, but
Mhm.
yeah, I liked that little detail with him. Um There was another detail that I thought I saw in the movie, but I guess I made it up in my head while I was watching it. It would have been so cool if they added this little tidbit because, man, that would have like made me praise the animation team a little bit more, but I think they're just kind of disappointing me now on multiple watches because it's like, oh man, you could have done this with this character and
Mm.
shown that, he is scared of this element. I'm kind of spoiling it a little bit, but
Mhm.
yeah, there's just some stuff that this team could have done better along with the design, um, little tidbits they could have done with the
Yeah.
animation.
I mean,
Yeah, so maybe I'm leaning more towards 7 to 8 out of 10. They
the
could do
animation
better.
looks amazing though, right? Like everything that
It's
I've seen,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yes.
It's
It's
just
amazing. They did great.
the
Yeah.
story seems a little lacking
They
is
could
what
have
you're saying.
they could have done a little, yeah. It's
Okay.
very straightforward. You could predict everything that had happened in the movie
Yeah,
without even seeing the movie. Um, but it's a real great bit of nostalgia. You're
right.
gonna love it if you love the original series.
So let
So,
me let me ask you this then.
mhm.
The big elephant in the room would be um would you have wanted to see this? Do you think it would have been worth it to see it in the theater then after noticing
uh,
these little critiques that you have?
um, I mean, the entire time I was watching the movie, the first time I had watched it,
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking the entire time, man, this would be so great to see in a movie theater. Like I would
So
love
the
to watch
animation
this.
would have looked
Then
amazing on the big screen.
oh yes, exactly. And
Mm.
who knows, maybe need to watch it on a bigger screen to see if those little details were added in. I don't
Yeah,
know, but
yeah, maybe, or at the very least, watching it on the big screen would command more attention and possibly more scrutiny, depending. But you would at least be able to have a different experience while you watch it.
yeah,
Somebody really
for
needs to
sure.
do like a neighborhood theater.
Well, that's the thing. When
Mm-hmm.
when the movie came out, I was seeing on Instagram that um this one town, not
Mm-hmm.
here, gosh,
Of
was
course not.
doing a like a backyard screening at
Oh,
their
dude.
restaurant for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
That's so
that's
fucking
sick.
cool. Dude,
Like,
you remember whenever we did that with Rocky Horror Picture Show at the university? Like, why couldn't
no, y'all did that? That
yeah.
sounds awesome.
Yeah,
What the
we
heck?
ended up doing a Rocky Horror Picture Show, one of the interactive ones where the audience could get up and dance with the movie and everything. It was for a food drive that we were having on Halloween, and we showed it on the university auditorium's big screen. And I
That's cool.
honestly, I don't even remember getting permission to do so. We just kind of they
You
had the
do it.
movie in the university library. That was all that mattered to me.
Well, maybe there's some stipulations where you don't have to get permission if it's for like charity,
Yeah,
you
or
know? Like
yeah,
it's not for
exactly.
monetary gain, but
Or
it's
like,
for
what's to stop somebody from doing it in their really big backyard and they buy like one of those drive-in blow-up screens or whatever? It's like
they're just
there's
doing it for the pure adoration of it all.
yeah,
Like
just
not
doing it,
like
it's
gaining money.
you could call it a friend or a family gathering. Like nobody can stop you
Exactly.
from watching it. Or at least I wouldn't think. You just hook your Paramount Plus subscription to a projector and you're good to go. Mm,
Mhm.
mm. But
But
yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
7.5 out of to 8 out of 10
Okay.
for Avatar.
Okay.
They're saying that they have more plans for the gang, so
Mhm.
I'm excited to see it. But right now I think you can always go up. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's look at it in a positive way. Hopefully they take what they've heard. They're like, "Okay guys, let's do it for real this time on a
let's
movie
let's
screen."
put some real effort into this, folks.
And add Suki in it. Like, come on.
Come on, Paramount. Just let them do whatever they got to do.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
I'm
Paramount,
going to
just hire
try.
me.
I know, right? I'm going to try to watch it next week so we can talk about it next stream cuz I have been wanting to see it. As far as how I'm going to see it, that's to be announced, I guess.
Hey man,
but
pirate's life for a thief.
yeah, exactly. Same thing for the Odyssey. I definitely want to see the Odyssey in theaters. Um, I would love to
Oh,
see it in IMAX, like true
that
IMAX.
one
But
yeah, that one you have to see in theaters, bro.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
I can't even be a pirate. Like that one I
Yeah,
need to
not
see
that
on the
one.
big
That one
screen. Yeah,
commands a presence in
no,
the theater. And
exactly. Mm.
but what really sucks is that the closest like true IMAX screen is like in fucking Dallas, dude. Like I don't know if I'm willing to drive 3 hours to see it, but I'm definitely going to see it in theaters one way or the other. Maybe a little bit late, but I don't think anybody could really spoil it for me. I've read the Odyssey, I don't know, at least twice now. So there's nothing more they can spoil me about about the actual film. But I just want to see it
Really all you're
just
spoiling.
huh?
Yeah. Really all you're spoiling is the ability to go watch it on the big screen like it's meant to
Exactly.
be, you know?
Exactly.
Like you're just depriving yourself of a good time.
Mhm. I'm definitely
Basically.
going to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch it. This coming week, it's going to be busy, but I'm going to try to find a way to squeeze it in. But otherwise we're ready to go into the Spider-Man review.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's
Let's
do
go.
this. So, quick rundown of Spider-Man. Of course, this is for Spider-Man Brand New Day, directed by his Destin Daniel Crit. How do you pronounce his last name. Cretin? Is
Let
it?
me see. Let
It's
me
it's
see.
Cretton. I
Cretin.
Cretin. Okay.
Cretin.
Let's see.
Cretin.
Cretin. There we go. Cretin.
Breton. Just say
Cretin.
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 Just say
The
cretin.
base synopsis for the movie is a forgotten Peter Parker lives alone as a full-time Spider-Man until mounting pressures trigger a dangerous change and a powerful new enemy emerges. A quick rundown of the story without getting into any kind of spoilers or personal opinions about it. The story is based off of two storylines from the comics. One of the comics is called One More Day. The other one is called The Other. The One More Day storyline is about Peter making a deal with Mephisto to save his Aunt May from a bullet wound, and Mephisto does so by making Mary Jane forget that her and Peter were ever married. And then the other storyline is about Peter learning that he's dying from a radiation poisoning. And then during a battle with one of his villains called Morlun, who's a immortal being who hunts spider totems, which if anybody this goes into super like comic booky stuff, but totems in the Marvel universes, kind of like a bridge between man and beast, and Spider-Man is the spider totem. So what Marlon does is that he goes from different spider dimensions, and he finds these spider totems and he drains them of their life for himself. So during this fight, Peter is gravely injured. And then whenever Marlon goes to the hospital to finish off Peter, he attacks Mary Jane, and this other entity takes over Peter's body, and Peter kills Marlon with new abilities. Like in the comic book series, Spider-Man gets like these stingers that pop out of his wrists, and then he gets night vision and enhanced abilities, enhanced strength. He has the ability to carry things on his back. His back can now hold on to walls and stuff. And he gets the organic web shooters in the comics. So after the way the comic book describes the other as kind of like the opposite of Peter's human side. And the other is kind of like a spider beast that's connected to like a cosmic force, almost like a spider god. Um, and then whenever Spider-Man dies and the Avengers are taking a look at his body, they end up realizing that his body has pretty much been. Well, they think that his body was stolen, and it turns out that he was in a cocoon underneath, I believe, the Brooklyn Bridge in the comic books. And then whenever he emerges from the cocoon, he's pretty much a hybrid of the other and his human half. Um, and so he permanently has all these new powers. So Brand New Day pretty much takes both of these storylines and kind of mixes it um, in a way that follows the aftermath of No Way Home, where Doctor Strange erases everybody's memory of who Peter Parker is. Like everybody knows Spider-Man, but nobody knows Peter Parker. And then in his isolation, he becomes more, or he embraces his Spider-Man persona so much that it starts to alter his DNA in a way. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the story. No spoilers yet. But what did you like about the story of the movie?
Without spoilers is kind
Without
of hard.
spoilers. Well, I mean, well, I can say like I like I think overall the story was very Spider-Man centered, which is what I liked about it. Even though we had as many cameos that we did, um, I really loved the relationship between Punisher and Peter Parker in Spider-Man. They played off so well against each other, right? Like Frank was the straight man to Peter's funny man, in the story, and how like both of them are in the story. Both of them are kind of like these loners, but they have like their sense of justice, and they're kind of they both have their own sense of justice, but they're kind of like bonded together by this need to protect the community. So I think the relationship between him and Frank like kind of exemplifies Peter's human side. Um, and then whenever we are introduced into Bruce Banner for the first time, I love that in the story between these two characters, that Peter is kind of connecting with Bruce Banner on an intellectual level, trying to kind of suppress what he considers a monster inside of him, just in the same way that Bruce Banner does. And it's interesting how these cameos don't feel kind of tacked on to me. These cameos feel like they are serving the story as a um analogy of what Peter's going through in this movie. Um and then um man, I can't really talk much about Sadie Sink's character without spoiling anything.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Yeah, I'm not
Uh,
I'm not gonna mention her
not
just yet.
until yeah.
I guess the last thing that I liked about the story is that the ending was left pretty ambiguous and hopeful to me. And I really liked the ending. I really liked that kind of spark of hope at the end that kind of sets you up for whatever's going to be coming. So that's what I liked about the story. How about you?
Yeah, I have to agree. I like that it feels very focused on Peter and
Mm-hmm.
his accepting of being Peter and Spider-Man, you
Right.
know? It's that's always going to be the story that you tell with Peter, that he's fighting both sides of his character,
His
you
double
know?
life.
Who
Yeah.
yeah, who is he? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I like that this story takes it always feels fresh. Like especially in this movie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You did kind of see this battle kind of play out a little bit with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Um,
Where he
but
loses his
this
abilities.
yeah, but this
Mm-hmm.
take feels very, very fresh, like to that, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of losing it, it gets more amplified. But in
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man 2, he kind of ditches the spider
Yeah. Where this
side of
takes
him,
the opposite road. Like
where
he
he is fully just going into being
yeah,
Spider-Man
loses
rather than
himself in the
feeding
work.
his humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I understand why there was an opposite play to that, which I do like that they went with that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you kind of understand why it went this way because, you know, all his family is gone.
Yeah.
His friends don't remember him, you know. No one remembers who he is, who
Mm-hmm.
who Peter Parker is. So that's why he goes down this route.
Yeah, he's alone, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do like this fresh take. I like that there's always something fresh that they do with this character.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like I like that even though we've seen an isolated Peter before, where he's had to make decisions on whether or not to, or he's had to make decisions on how to balance his superhero and his pedestrian life. what I like about this is that this is one of the first times I've noticed in all the Spider-Man movies that I've watched where it just feels grounded, right? It feels real. Like you feel Peter's loneliness and you feel like the heartaches that he goes through and kind of like the way he throughout the entire movie you notice that he's like I noticed for instance he has his next door neighbor who tries to make a connection with him and he kind of keeps her at arm's length, but he's always throughout the movie he's constantly trying to reach out to other people, right? Like he's always trying to reach out to that department chief, I can't remember her name now, kind of talking to her about work. You know, he inadvertently stalks, you know, Ned and MJ
Mhm.
because he lives like down right in the same block as them, right? So he's always kind of running into them, kind trying to kind of like keep close to them while staying at arm's length away from them. So you can really feel like the yearning that Peter has to wanna make these connections, but like on the other hand, right? Like the idea of um uh taken on this great responsibility that he has because of his powers and what he's got to do for the community and to keep others safe, right? He stops himself from like fully reaching out to anybody and it kind of creates like this this desperation in him, this kind of like it's weird. Like one of the things that I found interesting, and I think even the director kind of like alluded to this, is this idea that he wanted to show loneliness amongst or the loneliness that the digital age has created for younger people, which is why we always see Peter kind of like keeping up with the friends that don't remember him through like Instagram and stuff like that. um and you really do feel it, right? You really do see, I mean, throughout the movie we see like 4 years play out of his friends going through university and them living a whole life that he doesn't get to take a part of, and that's absolutely crazy. um but yeah, yeah, I think it I think this is probably as far as the story goes, this is really one of the more unique ways of telling Peter's story, and I really hope that they keep it going in future installments. Which this movie has made so much money, there's gonna be future installments. I think Sony's probably scrambling, trying to convince Kevin Feige to make another movie as fast as possible. But moving on from the story, what did you think about the special effects and the cinematography and the choreography of the movie? Like did anything really stand out to you?
I mean, I think it's all amazing. I don't
Mhm.
think I'm gonna watch it again to try
Mhm.
and pay attention to some things. Obviously, we've seen them recreating like comic book covers
Mhm.
for the first few blips of the movie,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
villains, his
Yeah, with the
interactions with some of the
montage.
villains.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, to see some of the behind the scenes of how they achieved some of that, like, practically was really cool to
Oh, I
see.
love that they were
Um,
using so much practical effects.
yeah, and it's, it's no if it's a surprise to you or anyone else, it's
Mhm.
not really been a secret that Tom does his own stunts,
Yeah.
which is really
Yeah,
cool.
I've
Um,
heard that a lot about him.
yeah, I think they even hired one of the people who used to work with Jackie Chan to help coordinate his stunts.
So I
Um,
came across that apparently uh the director said that Jackie Chan did come to visit on the set but he was using the same stunt team from whenever he directed Shang-Chi. So Jackie
Yeah.
Chan visited, but I don't think they used Jackie Chan's stunt team.
Um, not his stunt team, like
Hmm.
someone on his team who helps coordinate the stunts,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a director or something like that.
Oh, that would be cool. If that's true,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I think it
Because
was that. I
yeah.
don't really know if that's true, but
Hmm.
I would not be surprised if
Oh
that's
yeah.
true because,
The
you
action
know,
in this
someone
in this
who,
film.
yeah, someone who wants to do his own stunts would
Hmm.
need the help from an expert who has done his own stunts.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
yeah. And you can tell from the choreography that's how it goes because you can tell when whenever they are using stunt doubles and when they're not, and
Hmm.
just based off of how they shoot action movies, if there's a lot of cuts and the camera keeps moving and
Yeah.
it's really confusing, that's when you know they're using a stunt double and the choreography isn't maybe that well planned out or not
Hmm.
as fast as you want it to be, so you have to cut it that way. But this movie um doesn't really feel that way. Like you
Yeah.
can see everyone moving, the choreography is shot well.
Oh yeah, the
There's
way
not
it's
a bunch
framed
of
looks
cuts.
amazing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's, yeah, like I'm blown away. And you can tell in some of the fights too, like, oh, this feels very Jackie Chan-esque. Like
Hmm.
this feels very kung fu movie
Oh
type
yeah.
deal.
Yeah, the wire work that they're using throughout the movie, especially whenever he's fighting the hand, for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it definitely gives that feeling of old kung fu movies where they would use wire works where, people are practically flying from wall to wall.
And
but
I
it,
think
it
that's
but in an
the only
amazing
thing.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the only things I can remember without,
Mhm.
being too fangirly. Because obviously we remember all the shots of Tom Holland being shirtless. Like, come on now. This dude's physique is
Dude, he
insane.
is
Like,
cut, dude.
it
Oh
is
man.
crazy to have grown up with. And by the way, Tom Holland is my age, which is like, which
Really?
I thought Tom Holland was younger than me. He's 30. Like,
Wow.
so hello,
Wow.
Tom Holland. If for some whatever reason it doesn't work out with Zendaya, which why would it not work out with Zendaya?
Mhm.
She's a goddess. Hit me up. But like,
Right.
dude, this guy is like, what the heck is going on? Like
Oh,
he
dude, during the one
imagine
bathhouse
watching
scene.
yeah, imagine watching this kid grow up literally through his teens
Mhm.
and then seeing him come out jacked like, bro, this
Jesus.
dude is what the
Hey man, he's got to
what
look good in that Spider-Man suit. You can't
what
be
diet?
you can't be
Yes,
scrawny.
practical. Yeah, practical effects for the suit. He's
Mhm.
actually wearing a suit. He's not
Exactly.
wearing a
It's not a
tracking
CGI. Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So, props to Tom
Mhm.
for really pulling in the work. He's a dancer and he does
He looks
acrobatics.
it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I would imagine he'd keep up with that. That was part of the reason why I don't know if you've been seeing the news lately,
Mhm.
but people um it came out that Timothy, what's his face? Chalamet?
Oh, Chalamet? Yeah.
Uh yeah, he was auditioning for the role of Spider-Man, but
Mhm.
he didn't get it because Tom Holland was an acrobat and a dancer, and that's why they picked him. Like
Yeah,
he did a literal
I get it.
backflip on his
I've seen
his
that his audition
audition
tape.
tape.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he came in and did a I saw the interview where they were all three of them, Zendaya, him, and what's his name? Is his name Jonathan?
Oh, Jacob?
Jacob.
It starts with
Yes.
a J.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it
I think it's
Jacob?
Jacob.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be rude. He's
Um
cool.
oh yeah. Yeah, super cool. He looks fun to hang out with. Like they were having an interview of those three and they were showing Tom Holland's audition tape. They were all kind of laughing at him the way he was acting, but
Little
but yeah,
baby. Yeah.
he came in doing backflips and everything, man. Like the he brought his A1 game for sure.
That's
Um,
why they had him do a backflip in the first movie.
right?
Was it the first movie of Spider-Man?
Oh man, I
I
can't
think so,
remember
right?
honestly.
Yeah, it is. It is. 'Cause that's the one where he's talking about the Tony Stark um what is it called? Internship or something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it is the first, and then the dude's like, "Hey, Spider-Man, do a flip," and he does a backflip.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why solely because he did a backflip during
Right.
his audition tape.
Hey,
Like,
man, do what you have to get the job. You know.
and he did, and he
He
is
did.
now the top he is,
He is
like,
the best
literally
Spider-Man.
all over
He
the
really
place.
is.
He's in Odyssey, he's in
Mhm.
this movie, like, Tom Holland, give it up, and he has Zendaya, like, holy shit,
I
like,
know,
this
dude.
guy
He
oh, another thing I wanna say about Tom Holland while I'm gassing him up.
Mhm.
He's 30 years old,
Right.
and if you look at him, he already has, smile lines by his
Yeah.
eyes. He has
Yeah.
crow's feet.
Mhm.
That's how you know he's just so stinking happy at his life. Like,
Right.
this dude this dude has the
How can you
happiest
not be
life,
happy
and
as
he's
that
already
dude?
got wrinkles from it at 30. Like,
Right.
oh, good for you, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for my boy Tom. Like,
But yeah, man, I have much of the same positive things to say about the movie. Like I love the practical suit. I love
mhm.
the practical web slinging. Oh, dude, the web slinging in this movie is just it's peak. Like I know
The
they had
shots are beautiful.
oh, dude, the
Like,
shots, like the way they were showing the POV as he's swinging, and like you could see the web connecting to the top of it. It was perfect. It was perfect.
yeah.
I know they had shots that were kind of like this in the Amazing Spider-Man, but they were using a lot of CGI for that. Like this,
Mm.
like it's him actually swinging, and that takes top points for me. And then if for anyone that's ever played the Insomniac Spider-Man, you were noticing a ton of callbacks to this video game, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could
Mhm.
tell Destin Daniel Cretton really loved these games, or whoever was in production or
Tom did.
choreography loved
I
these
think
games.
Tom yeah, I think Tom is a big fan of the games,
Oh,
so
dude. Yeah,
he
the
may
games
have
are amazing.
played a part in it
Yeah.
to be like, "Hey, we should do this," or "You should
Dude,
just play this video game and
I
we can
I
do
was
all
seeing
this
so
stuff
many
together."
different moves that he was pulling off in this movie that just reminded me of the video game, and it was
Yeah.
it was just so cool. So many nods to that video game. I think that the way that they were making all these callbacks to the video game was a really good way for the director to kind of like bring in a new generation of Spidey fans. And judging by
Mhm.
how much this movie has made in like the first week, I think it's already crossed the $1 billion mark at this point. Um, yeah, I think he was successful in doing so.
And what a
um,
smart way to try and get more video game sales.
oh
Like,
yeah, mm-hmm.
just by leaking someone saying, or even Tom saying like, "Oh yeah, a lot of the moves that were used in this movie are from the video game."
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
new fans are like, "Hey, I'm gonna play that video game.
Dude,
I'm gonna go buy the
the
movie."
way he was using the webbing, same in much in the same way. It was so cool.
Mhm.
I love the look of the suit. It looked like it was just kind of a mixture of all the previous Spider-Man suits, all kind of mixed into one. And I thought it looked super classic. And again, it's it's Tom Holland in the suit, and what I loved about it, and I tried to capture it in the drawing that I'm doing now, is that the suit wrinkles with his movement, and it looks like he's in the suit, and I don't I don't know
Which he
why
is.
that's yeah I don't know
It's
why
awesome.
it's like that's so mind-blowing as a moviegoer, but, like, in the world of CGI that we're in now, it's nice to have a practical
Yeah,
a practical suit, you know?
it is.
Um, outside of that, yeah, I loved the camera work. Any CGI that they did use in the movie for like the Hulk didn't seem jarring. Like I think the Hulk looked probably better in this movie than I've seen him in any other movie. Like the Hulk looked freaking massive. Not just massive, but like because in previous iterations of the Hulk always kind of seemed kind of like he's this big, intimidating figure, but he moved around like he weighed a feather. And this movie like really like I don't know how to describe it. It added weight to the figure of the Hulk, which I didn't know that you could do
Mhm.
any more than it has been done before. But the Hulk looks super cool in this movie, and it was really fun for any comic book nerds out there. It was really fun to see Spider-Man square off with the Hulk. My only disappointment is that they didn't show Spider-Man like really mollywopping the Hulk, because for anybody who doesn't know, Spider-Man's strength is up there, like close to like Thor levels of strength. And you know, Spider-Man could have like really took Hulk for his paces at least a little bit, but I guess they really
Well, I
wanted to.
think
Mhm.
I'm gonna chalk it up to him not really being his full-fledged
Yeah.
Spider-Man yet. Like
Yeah.
he's still not well, like he's fought a good amount of villains,
Mhm.
but he has not fought the Hulk.
Yeah,
Like
it's
and
true.
everyone is terrified of him. So I think literally everybody. So I
Yeah.
think I think this is going to be chalked up to inexperience for
Mhm.
this Spider-Man against the Hulk.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see it later, but
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
like
Maybe.
that's what I'm going to chalk it up to. He
Yeah.
has no idea that he can actually handle the Hulk, and
Yeah,
I
and
don't blame him. That
and
dude's
he
terrifying.
doesn't really come into his real strength until later on in the movie anyway. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's,
That's a good
he didn't
point.
even know that he had all the abilities that he has now. Like, and now he has them, and now he can definitely mollywop the Hulk. But
Right.
yeah, and also like you know they hadn't seen the Hulk in a while,
True.
so he's a terrifying
Yeah.
dude.
They
Like
haven't seen Savage Hulk in a while. So to see him
exactly,
pop up
it was
again.
Smart Hulk for like a
Yeah.
while.
Exactly, for like a decade. And then for them to see Savage Hulk again, yeah, that's gotta make you piss your pants a little.
Yep. I don't care if I'm a superhuman spider thing. That thing
Exactly.
was scary.
I think my only complaint really about the movie was that was really just the soundtrack, or I guess I should say the theatrical soundtrack. Um, a lot of iterations of Spider-Man, whether it be the Sam Raimi or the Andrew Garfield or even the first trilogy, the home trilogy for Tom Holland, the soundtracks were pretty memorable. This is the first movie where the soundtrack didn't really stand out too much for me. Uh, I don't know. What did you think? Like, did you notice the soundtrack throughout the movie as being like marking any particular scenes in the movie? Because it didn't like I pay attention to stuff like that. And I didn't notice none of it was like really grabbing me throughout the movie.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest,
Mhm.
I was, like, just really enamored by the film.
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention to the soundtrack all that much. It
Mhm.
does like, every Spider-Man has his own theme, so
Yeah.
there's that noticeable Spider-Man theme that he has, it's playing throughout the film.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm going to be rewatching it again, so I'm going to be paying attention to the soundtrack. I did listen to the theatrical soundtrack, um, bits and pieces here and there.
Mhm.
Um, I think I did notice um another leitmotif playing at one other point in the movie.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say what just because it's probably spoilers, but it is spoilers. But I like this theme for this Spider-Man,
Mhm.
so I can't complain.
I guess I guess
I don't.
this I guess this soundtrack or the soundtrack for this movie was very somber in comparison to previous ones. So I guess that's why to me the soundtrack didn't stick out as much.
I
Not
think
not to
yeah, and
say
I
that it
think
was
that
bad, but
yeah, I think that's probably because it is a somber film.
yeah,
Like
yeah, it's
in
true.
in the first three films for this Spider-Man, a
Mhm.
lot of people have been chalking it up to though that whole trilogy is this Spider-Man's origin story, which
Yeah.
I like it if you look at it that way because it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, true.
Like the reason why I like Tom as Spider-Man is because he is believably a teenager and
Mhm.
he
It's true.
believably plays this teenager who does get these spider powers,
Mhm.
and that's what I love about him. Like
Yeah.
the other iterations of Spider-Man, I never believed they were a teenager. I never
No.
believed they were a high
No.
schooler.
Both
Not at all.
Maguire and Andrew looked way too old for their
They
roles.
did. And honestly, if you watch I have watched a few clips from Tobey Maguire's
Mhm.
films, and his acting is
Yeah,
not
it's
as good as
not great.
the nostalgia
Mhm.
juice makes you believe it is.
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
true. I will
you
always
know,
stand by the fact that, I try not to look at it from through nostalgia glasses, right? But Maguire, I always said that Maguire was was a good Peter Parker, but a terrible
yes.
Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Andrew was a terrible Peter Parker, but a good Spider-Man. And then Tom Holland is good on both. Like
Yeah,
he's a good
I agree
Spider-Man
with
and a
that
good
sentiment.
yeah, and a good Peter
Yeah,
Parker. So,
because it takes the right amount of like awkward
mhm,
teenagerisms to be
nerdiness.
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to also like be when he puts on the mask, he becomes this a little bit more confident, a little goofy guy,
Mhm.
who's agile, also still a nerd. Like he's still apparently Spider-Man, whenever he's fighting, he talks a lot. So
Oh yeah. Yeah,
this
he's
one,
supposed to be cracking jokes and being goofy throughout the entire thing.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
why that's why Tom feels a little bit more believable as Spider-Man, as a teenage Spider-Man.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's to say in the first three films, that's his origin story. He's just this kid. So the soundtracks are a little bit more chipper, more
Yeah, yeah, a little bit
bouncier because
more
it's yeah, because
exactly.
it's mimicking his emotional being
Mhm.
throughout that and his stage of growth. Like
Yeah.
he's still a kid, he's still a little happy here and there. So
Mhm.
the soundtrack mimics that.
Right.
In this film, he's not.
We
He's
get
really
adult
he's
Spider-Man.
yeah, he's depressed, he's alone, he
Yeah.
always just he does his job that's not really his job, like he doesn't get
Right.
paid for it. He gets
Mhm.
beat up a lot,
Oh,
like
that was a
he
whole
doesn't even get
theory.
to he doesn't even get to talk to his friends. Like
Seriously.
that's so the soundtrack, I feel like yeah, if you're gonna watch it on second viewing,
Mhm.
like which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pay attention to the soundtrack and
Mm.
really see how it feels with the movie.
Yeah.
I was just so taken aback with what I was seeing with this film that I wasn't really paying attention with the soundtrack. But I do agree with you that there weren't really moments of the film where I was watching it and the
Mhm.
soundtrack's kicking in and it's really like amplifying
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
seeing.
Even
Yeah.
in the scenes that you would expect it to, right? Like, this is supposed to be, like, the big reveal, and yeah, like, I remember the action scenes and what's happening during those scenes more so than I remember, like, swelling music to kind of, like, sell the scene a bit more. But yeah, it's like you said, this is probably more to do with, we have adult Spider-Man now, and
His
so
emotional state.
yeah,
Yeah.
his emotional state is a little bit more subdued and a little bit more, dare I say, a little darker, right? So it's like, yeah, having music to kind of match those themes is gonna be yeah, it makes sense that it would match it. Oh, over on YouTube, the funny one says hi. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
We're currently reviewing Spider-Man Brand New Day and drawing fan art from it. Which, speaking of which, if we are done uh reviewing the film or reviewing the non spoilers of the film, you ready to go into spoiler territory?
Yeah, of course.
All right, here. Let me
That's what
pull up
everyone's
the
waiting for.
let me pull up the alert here so everybody can know and nobody can get mad. We're about to go into spoilers. So if you want to try to avoid any, if you haven't had a chance of watching the film just yet, feel free to just put us on mute, and whenever you see the graphic go away, you know you can come back and start watching again. So keep an eye on that graphic at the top of the screen to let you know whenever we're done talking about spoilers. All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty, man, because I've got so much to say and dive into. What? Oh, sorry, the funny one. I know you probably don't want to get spoiled on this. I wish you were here for the first 30 minutes of the review. But let's go into it. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. All right. So as far as spoilers go, Brand New Day never goes into the other storyline of the comic book, right? Instead, they kind of like explain the heightened powers, or his elevated powers, I guess we should say, with his hearing and eyesight and his spidey sense, as being part of like his DNA. Like there is a arachnid side of his DNA that I thought was interesting. I guess because within these movies they never really like break down very much why he has his powers. Um it was always one of those things like he got bit by this radioactive spider, this experimental spider, and somehow he got the powers of the spider. Um it was an interesting move to be like, okay, this is a part of his DNA. This is he has arachnid power, an arachnid side of himself, and a human side of himself, and that's the way they were kind of playing um uh why he was having these changes. Like he was kind of like diving so deep into his Spider-Man duties and his Spider-Man persona that the arachnid side of himself was kind of like taking over because of the stress and honestly the trauma that he was experiencing of just being by himself and nobody remembering him. Um and it really didn't kick in until he saw that Mary Jane had, or not Mary Jane, sorry, MJ had a love interest in the movie.
Hmm.
I thought it was interesting that was his trigger for this, right? Like,
I mean,
um,
I understand it.
uh
Some
huh.
poor dude. That broke my heart. And the
It
swing
was
back
rough.
home, like,
Oh, dude, that swing
oh,
back
poor
home.
guy
You saw it on his face,
in the
dude.
rain.
Oh, dude, it was
Poor
rough to
guy.
watch.
I watched a video
Mm-hmm.
and I have to rewatch the movie to see this,
Yeah.
but there's this cut that implies that he like from him winging to him just appearing like and then he's falling
Mm-hmm.
and then him appearing at his house, his apartment, it
Yeah.
implies that he actually tried to like commit suicide
Ooh
at that
wee.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I guess because he is a super powered human, it
Yeah.
doesn't really work that way for him.
Mm-hmm.
So like you never see him land. He's just
Yeah.
falling
He's just
backwards.
falling.
So
It's
yeah.
it's interesting, right? Because in the comic book series of the other, the other half of him would take over. Um and and they kind of do the same thing here, right? Especially like whenever he wakes up in the cocoon and he's confused because he doesn't understand how he got there in the first place. Was kind of like alluding to the fact that his body is doing things that his conscious
without him
mind,
knowing.
yeah,
Yeah.
without him really knowing. And I was kind of hoping that they were going to be going into this story of the other, right? Of this spider totem, because then honestly, if they had gone in that direction, they would have opened up this world of like the web of life. It would have opened up towards Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. It would have opened pretty much like these different multiverse avenues and different enemies that Spider-Man would have to contend with. But the fact that they made this purely a DNA based issue for Spider-Man, I think has some interesting implications for the mutant saga that's going to be coming after Secret Wars. Um, but in specifically with mutants in general, right? Because mutants,
Hmm.
um, the reason they have their powers is because of mutation within their DNA. So outside of the other mutants right now within the MCU is Kamala Khan, which is Miss Marvel. Um, Namor. He's also technically a
Oh yeah.
mutant within the
Yeah.
MCU. Who else? Scarlet Witch is technically a mutant within the MCU as well. Although her
Yeah,
story is
isn't her dad Magneto?
technically yes. Although I
Okay,
don't know how they're going to play that.
because they kind of allude to it
Yeah.
in Marvel Rivals, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like,
So in
"What?"
the comic books, she's definitely Magneto's daughter. Well, I should
By
take that back.
genetics.
So
Like,
technically,
she's a 2 baby.
yeah, but also
Okay.
her and her brother was also created by the. You know what? That's a whole other storyline that has to deal with. What's the enemy's name from the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Oh no, it slips my mind right
Oh,
now.
Ego?
No, not
It's not
Ego. That's from
Ego.
the second one. It's
Oh,
that scientist that was experimenting on Rocket.
oh, sorry, yeah, not his dad.
Oh no, what's his
Oh,
name?
man. That movie,
I'm
by
gonna
the
have to
way,
Google it.
hit me in
But
the
but
feels.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Google it.
hardcore. But the he in the Marvel comics is the one responsible for creating Wanda Maximoff and Pietro, which is Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Um,
Creating.
yeah, they are
Using his DNA.
uh
Hmm.
huh. Yeah,
Oh.
technically they are mutants, but they're like mutations of humans created by the evolutionary. That's his name. Yeah. Um, yeah, technically he's the one that created them on Earth 2 that and again, this is all comic booky stuff, but there's a second Earth that circles around the sun's orbit, but it's on the opposite side of the sun. So we as Earth never see this other
Would
planet that the
never see it.
evolutionary
Mhm.
exactly, and the evolutionary is the one that created um these two mutants, and then I believe he used Magneto's DNA to do so, and that's why they're technically Magneto's kids. Um,
Okay.
so
Anyways,
yeah.
there are other mutants.
So there are other mutants, and that would technically make Spider-Man a mutant within the MCU as well. But the real
Really?
kick, yeah,
'Cause his
technically,
wait,
because he
but
has mutated
because
DNA.
okay, 'cause his okay, wait. 'Cause
Although,
my
well,
brain is thinking. 'Cause, like, mutants are people
they're
born with
born
this
with the
genetic
genetics.
mutation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you're right. You're right. That would kind
And
of
so
that wouldn't
yeah,
technically
so
make Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yes, the sorry, the spider bite does start to mutate his DNA, but
Mhm.
he got his powers from the bite, not from his being born with it. So
Right.
I don't
I
think he's technically a mutant.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I think you're
technically.
right. I'm thinking about in the comics, the way they so in the comics they kind of call him a mutant only because
Mm.
the reason he got the spider bite in the comic is because he was predisposed to have the spider bite and the spider deity chose him. But I don't think the movies are ever gonna go into that.
Oh, yeah. I
I don't
don't
think
think
the
they're
movies
gonna
will.
go into that because
I don't think they're gonna do that because that would be crazy,
that's a crazy, like,
dude.
whole
Dude,
thing.
oh, dude, you end up learning in the comics that Peter's parents were like part of experimentations that were responsible for this spider finding Peter, which is why,
What?
yeah, that Peter has mutant genes and this spider essentially passes its power on to him.
Was drawn to his DNA,
Yes, drawn to
and
his
his parents
DNA.
did that,
Exactly. And that this
which is what
spider
amazing
god
which is what
pretty much
Amazing
chose him.
Spider-Man was alluding to.
It
Because
was. It
remember, because
was. Yeah.
he was trying to find out what happened
Mm-hmm.
to his parents, right? And then he finds out that his dad made the spider.
Yep, exactly. They pulled that from the comics. Yes.
Oh, and then it didn't take off because the second movie did so poorly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Uh-huh.
on top of that, of course, Sony has no idea what they're doing with Spider-Man in general. They
Yeah,
just they
those
just hold on
movies
to
were
the
not very
IP.
good. Sorry,
No.
Andrew Garfield,
I
but
like Andrew Garfield. I like him as an
he did.
actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good.
Yeah, he's a
Just
really great
he was
actor.
directed really poorly in
Yeah,
those
and
movies.
it hurts because Andrew Garfield really loves Spider-Man as a
Who
character.
doesn't love
It's yeah,
Spider-Man?
that's true. Yeah, according to how much money this movie made,
Come on,
everybody
Timothy
fucking loves
Chalamet
Spider-Man.
wanted to play Spider-Man. Like, come on now.
Right? But essentially, so in the movie, Peter Parker creates an inhibitor in order to kind of block the part of his DNA that is mutating his body, right? The
Yeah.
arachnid DNA, in order to kind of level it off so he can continue to do his crime fighting without all this um these enhanced abilities that he was getting, right? They have essentially like I guess the easiest way of putting it is Spider-Man has essentially created the Age of Apocalypse for the X-Men. The
Yeah,
High Evolutionary. Yeah, you're right, Mark.
he's
That
the
was his
one
name.
he's the one who so I don't really follow X-Men all
Mm-hmm.
that much, right? But apparently there's these collars that are invented to
Yes.
help like inhibit that to help stop their powers.
Mm-hmm.
And so essentially in this universe, Peter Parker unknowingly is the one who creates it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Peter
and
Parker is
to
the father of mutant suppression in this
yeah,
universe now.
to be fair, he didn't like. Well, yeah, he did want to stop Jean Grey because
Mm-hmm.
he didn't know why she was doing what she was doing, and
Right.
of course, he just fights for what's right. So he knows that he thinks that this is the right thing to do. So
Right.
he creates a universal inhibitor chip to stop her. But initially, he creates it to stop his genetic mutation.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, like, oh, Peter, you're
Yeah.
genius. Like,
It's
what? Okay, I think I forgot about this part. I
yeah.
really like that he made his own AI to
Mm-hmm.
help create
Yeah,
like his
Evie,
own
yeah.
tech. Like
Right.
I like that the movies make him such a nerd
Mm-hmm.
and that he like
Genius
talks that
level.
way and stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. And I love that he goes to this all nerd school, so all his classmates are really smart
Mm-hmm.
too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man. And I love that in this film that he only has one other person to talk to, which is his AI. So he just
Right.
talks to her and um yeah, so cool. Loved it. I can't wait to
Yeah,
watch it again to
I
see
love
it.
that they are playing into that Peter Parker is a super genius within the MCU because he is. Between him,
Super genius?
yeah, yeah, he has a high level intellect on par with Reed Richards and
Really?
yeah, yeah. Who's the other one? that's a super intellect in the
Is
MCU.
is Tony Stark a super
Yeah.
intellect, or he's
Yeah,
just
he's considered a
really?
super intellect as well. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, in
gosh.
the Marvel comics, yeah, the big brainy powerhouses are like Tony Stark, Reed Richards,
Yeah, because like
Spider-Man.
I've heard somewhere that Reed Richards is supposedly like the smartest man,
Yeah, he's
like the
supposed to be the
smartest dude.
yeah. There's always a fight between him and Tony Stark as far as who's smarter, but definitely.
Wow.
He's one of the smartest men in the MCU. But yeah, Peter Parker's up there, and I'm glad that they're showcasing that, right? Because
Playing into that. Love it.
exactly, yeah,
Yes.
because otherwise, like, how would he be able to do anything that he does?
Anything. Yeah, he makes his own suit, like a
Hmm.
suit that is able to not only be machine washable, but also
Which
withstand.
is it just me or was I the only one whenever I saw that scene I was like, "Wait, isn't his doesn't his suit have a ton of tech in it? Like isn't he ruining
Yeah,
it?"
like how is it able to be machine washable but also withstand being punched by electro powered
Exactly.
villains and all this other stuff? Like
Movie
he has to
magic.
be super super genius, like
Yeah. Yeah.
on level with it doesn't follow the lines of physics and
Mhm.
what science dictates for
Yeah, you gotta
basically.
suspend you gotta suspend your disbelief just a little bit.
Oh
Just a
yeah,
tiny bit.
definitely. He's just really smart. He
Yeah,
knows
he's
how to
just
do it.
just know that he's super smart in the tech that he's using. You know, I have heard theories um where he does have access to a lot of Tony Stark's old tech.
Yeah.
That
I
Tony
think I
Stark.
showed you that clip,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly. Where Tony Stark had bunkers in different locations and Peter Parker knows of these bunkers, so he's able to take some of the tech. Which would kind of explain how he's able to do he's able to have this advanced AI and this, advanced 3D printer that can repair his suit whenever he needs it. Cause there ain't
Also not
nobody
have a job.
Oh yeah, there ain't no way like he's doing any of that as as Spider-Man or like I also saw this theory like one of the ways that he was paying for or paying his way was like being a delivery guy for like
Mhm.
a sandwich shop or something to that degree. Um I'm surprised they haven't leaned into him becoming a journalist or a photographer. Um
I'm
like he
kind of
is in the
glad
comics.
he didn't.
Mhm.
Like I he that is something he does in the comics. I get
Yeah.
it, but I kind of like this focus. I mean, the focus was on him being Spider-Man,
Mhm.
so I can see why they didn't delve into his career path or how
Yeah.
he is able to eat pizza every night, but like um I kind of like that they're taking him differently without that
Yeah.
angle.
Well,
But
I
maybe they'll explore it in the next movie because it
maybe
does
they
make
will.
sense.
Yeah, because it's also one of those things like they kind of set it up for him in like the first three movies. How
Mhm.
he kind of had like this social media presence. And I was thinking that they were going to be kind of
Oh
parlaying that
yeah.
into him being like, oh, he's journaling himself and he's selling, not that you want Spider-Man to be a streamer or anything, but at the very least, he could be like selling, photographs of himself or stories of himself or videos of himself to, media outlets. Like I was surprised that like the Daily Bugle wasn't in this movie. Even though like it has a presence in most Spider-Man movies and I can understand why the movie studio or the director or the writers kind of wanted to like pull back from that just a little bit. Um because it's like you said they're telling a very personal Peter Parker story, so maybe diving too deep into the logistics of it kind of kills it a little bit if you go too deep.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like you said, hopefully later on they kind of reveal, you know, a career path for him, especially now that he's kind of embraced both his uh Spider-Man and Peter Parker personas.
He's more balanced, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, if he's more balanced, maybe he has more time of or maybe he has the ability to kind of like go deeper into
Peter Parker things,
exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
which is
Perfect.
having a job.
Yeah, you need a job, man. All
You
of
need a
us need
you need a
jobs.
job. You kind of need
Especially
like
living in New
so
York, my guy.
I think another reason why he doesn't
Mhm.
is because his entire Peter Parker identity is erased.
It's
So
true.
that's just another reason why he doesn't feel the need to have a job.
Maybe it would
Even,
make it easier for him to get a job if nobody knows who he is, right? I mean, well,
I think it would
outside
be
of
harder to have to get a job. What credentials do you have, sir, that
I
you have
was
no presence ever
well,
on the internet?
he went to an elite or mathematics high school. That's got to count for something. Sure, he didn't go to
I
university,
mean,
but it had to.
smarts, but
Yeah.
he has no record of being there.
But the
Like,
thing is,
poor dude.
but that was always the genius part about the comics, right? Like you had this genius level guy fighting crime and it's still super hard for him to get like the most basic job, which is why he becomes a photographer.
Yeah, because it's easier to just sell pictures of himself than to
Exactly.
a regular job.
He's the
Yeah.
story, man. But one of the things that did have me worried um about the inhibitor that he ends up creating outside of like um uh well, hold on. Okay, yeah. So he creates this universal inhibitor. I think
Mhm.
that kind of clues Bruce Banner. I think he kind of reveals his hand of or who he is to Bruce Banner whenever he tells him that he has a universal inhibitor whenever he's no longer the Hulk. But let's see, what did I write here? Um let's
I just wanna
see.
say, now that we're talking about Bruce Banner, I
Uh-huh.
called it. I called it. I called that he would be the one who knew who Peter was.
Uh-huh.
He deep down in his brain,
Yeah.
he like I know that we don't see them interacting in the movies, but
Mhm.
it it is shown that Savage Hulk and regular Banner, they have separate memories.
It's
They don't
true.
remember
It's
yeah,
true.
they don't
Two
remember
totally
what the
different
other one
people.
remembers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that stands to dictate the magic didn't affect him because he wasn't in Savage Hulk
Right.
form
Right.
when the magic happened.
And it's
So
true.
ha
It's
ha ha.
true.
Ha ha ha. I
He
was like,
Hulk
"Oh my god."
remembers, Banner does not.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, he remembers." Yeah.
That was a really cool part of the movie where it's like whenever Hulk's essentially strangling Spider-Man, he's like, "Hey, it's me,
I'm
Peter.
your friend.
Yeah, I'm
I
your friend." And
know.
Hulk just his face just changes, like he's like, "Oh shit, Peter."
Mhm.
That was super cool, man. That
Oh
was
my
really cool
gosh.
to see. It goes to show that like even though Hulk is of course the Hulk, there's still that personality there too, and there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing. Is he Mark says, where does oh he's saying where does pretty much where does Peter or Spider-Man put his phone in his suit? I don't know. Stuffs it into his
It has pockets
does it
somewhere.
have pocket? Maybe. Yeah. Or maybe he
We just
uses
don't see the outline
you
of
know
the
what? You know
phone
what? How about
anywhere.
this? Maybe he uses webbing inside of his pants so it holds on to his phone. Yeah? Yeah? Right?
We
Just a
don't see the
quick whip.
outline.
Yeah. So we don't see
Movie magic. Movie magic.
exactly movie magic.
Yeah. We don't get the science behind it, but it's
right?
there
But it's
somewhere.
there. We can always come up with a reason how he's able to keep it in his pants and it not fall out. All right, so the big reveal, of course, and the one that I was almost damn near for sure wasn't the case, and I was completely proven wrong, is that Sadie Sink plays Jean Grey, which I guess is an open secret at this point. We get our first X-Men in the MCU. Um
Crazy. In a
Crazy.
Spider-Man
In
film,
a
of all
freaking
films.
Spider-Man Sony film. It boggles my mind how this licensing
Insane.
whatever they're doing, whatever kind of licensing handshaking that's happening over there between Marvel and Sony, it's got to be complicated as fuck for them to get
I
away with
think
this.
yeah, I think Sony was just like they've had so many flops recently.
Mhm.
They're just like,
They're
"Just
just
do it.
like dump it all on me, man. Bring
Just
it all.
do it. I don't care if you get most of the proceeds. We just
Yeah.
need money right
We
now."
need money right now, exactly. Like I guess the thing that kind of like threw me for a loop is that we essentially have it, it makes sense that the MCU would lend over characters like the Hulk and Punisher, right? You know, but the Hulk is the distribution rights for the Hulk belongs to Universal, so Marvel can't make a Hulk movie unless Universal gives the go ahead, right? And then you had Punisher, which is the recent addition from the Netflix, right? The Marvel TV era, and who has been ported over to the main MCU. So it makes sense that they would kind of lend these two characters over. But for them to then just be like, "Oh, we're going to reveal the first X-Men, the first like mainstream mutant in this Sony well, a Sony property, right? A property owned by Sony. Granted, I it, I'm always hesitant to call this a Sony movie because obviously Marvel has complete creative control over it. Sony just gets to benefit from the distribution. But I
Mhm.
mean, man, like if they I guess they knew that that Spider-Man is always like a heavy hitter at the box office, and so they were like, okay, what's going to be the best way for us to introduce, you know, our first X-Men into the universe? But Jesus, man, this whenever they
Yeah.
revealed it, it was funny because I was in a theater and we just had like I always hate going to the theaters and you have like these people that like kind of want to the audience members who want to like interject themselves into the movie or try to say something funny during the movie. It
Mhm.
always throws me off whenever people are doing this. Like I go to the movies to kind of like I go to the movies to watch a movie, not to hear audience commentary. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you guys. So, whenever they revealed Jean's name in the movie, you had people going, "Oh, Jean Grey," right? And people are like clapping, like people were clapping whenever um uh uh Peter Parker and MJ kiss for the first time. And
Really?
oh, dude, they
That's
were clapping.
obnoxious.
Dude, whenever that happened, I kept telling, I kept, I kept telling my partner, "Nope, this is a rug pull. It's got to be a rug pull. This is not
Yeah, I know.
her."
I was
Yeah.
holding my breath. But like in my theater, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of happened, but it was just
Yeah.
this one dude. During the trailers, he was just like, "When are they gonna play Spider-Man?" And
Ah,
everyone was just
dude,
like, "What the fuck,
I
dude? The
know
trailers go on for like this long. Can you shut
exactly.
up?"
It's always
And
like
then
15, 20 minutes.
and then when and then when they revealed Jean Grey, he was
Mm-hmm.
just like, "Jean Grey, like in like in X-Men?" And then
Yeah.
someone else
Right.
was just like, "Yeah."
Like Jesus. Yeah, dude. I'm like, dude, shut up. I paid
I mean,
like
I'm glad
$50
yeah,
to see this movie.
I'm glad it wasn't anything like yours, because
Dude,
that
there was
does
like
sound awful.
there was like half the theater was clapping whenever they kissed. Because and it
If
annoys
that happened
me.
in my theater, I would've been like, "You guys have no idea
Oh,
how to
exactly. Well, not only
like,
that, but
what the
it
fuck?"
but it annoys me because like during that scene, it's a very emotional scene, right? It's a
Mhm.
like you like the way they played this scene, like Peter was like he literally cracks in that specific scene.
I know, I was so sad
Oh,
for
dude, it
him.
was
He was
such a
like, "I
sad
missed you
scene.
so much," and I
Oh, it
was like,
was dude, I was on
"No."
the verge. I was on the verge. And it was
And
such a sad scene and to like hear people clapping and I'm like in the
I
back of my
get it,
head, I
but
get it.
also that's not what's
Yeah,
happening
that's
right
not what's
now.
happening. Like how did I
You don't
notice
see
that
that
this
something's wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Like how did I notice that something was wrong and you have these dum-dums in the audience clapping because they're kissing.
Uh,
I was just like, dude, this is not gonna end well. In my mind,
oh,
I was
trust
like,
me,
we're in the
there's
middle of
more
the
that we could
movie.
talk about that.
Oh my god, dude. I was like, we're in the middle of the movie. There's no way they're gonna play this the way that you think they're playing this, you know?
Mhm.
and so oh, dude, it almost ruined my theater going experience because of these people that just why do people want to? I don't know. I could go on a whole tangent about that, but so we get Jean Grey, and not
Mhm.
only is Jean Grey a hard pill for me to swallow because the logistics of it is confusing to me, but um the fact that this Jean Grey is she's the antagonist almost throughout the
Yeah,
entire movie until it's revealed going towards the end that the department, the DODC are the real villains, right?
they kidnapped her sister. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Um and so like how can I put this? Like she goes to really dark places to kind of achieve
Mhm.
her goal of trying to find her sister, right? And I guess it was hard for me to kind of like meet Jean Grey in this era because I'm so used to a completely different Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Um, but that's not to say that it doesn't leave her room to grow, right? Like she needs to go find her mutant family. She needs to join the X-Men. She needs to become the character, right? Like this is like a
Yeah.
raw version of Jean Grey. And like it's understandable the motivations she has and plus like the fact that later on in the X-Men, she does become the Dark Phoenix, which shows that she does have a very dark side to her psyche and everything else in between. She is this character. I'm not saying that it's not like that it was
Out of
uncharacteristic.
character.
Yeah, it's not
Mhm.
uncharacteristic of her. It was just like it was. I guess the thing that got me was that you have this mutant that's being introduced into the MCU as a real threat, right? And the fact that the DODC was using Peter's inhibitor to suppress her powers, um, from the standpoint of New Yorkers that kind of suffered whenever she froze everybody in place, right? From their standpoint, what the DODC did is justifiable. And
Mm.
like I guess the thing that worried me is that essentially it feels like the MCU is trying to set up this situation where it's the government that's pursuing the mutants as a threat as opposed to everyday humans who pursue them out of like pure bigotry and discrimination and prejudice, who gain seats of power and then end up using the government to suppress mutants, right? um
Mm.
so it feels like it kind of neuters um the motivation for humanity to hate mutants, like not neuters, but it kind of justifies why humanity would hate mutants, right? Because
Mm.
I mean, hell, Jean Grey like froze miles of people. like like that had to scare the shit out of them to know that one individual is that powerful, you know what I mean? and
Yeah.
and it gives the government, the government agency within the MCU the justification to be like, yeah, this was a mutant who did this, and we have this ability to suppress him now, thanks to Spider-Man, right? Like they could actually throw Spider-Man under the bus for this, like cause a rift between Spider-Man and mutants in general, right? Like
Yeah.
Spider-Man can become persona non grata to them, to the X-Men, right? Like he could become an enemy of theirs once they find out that he was the creator of this power suppressor. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I'm good with this idea like the government's the bad guy and not the bigotry and hatred. You know what I mean? It feels like it kind of neuters those themes a little. Obviously, I don't know if this is the route that the MCU is going to go down for sure, but it does set up this idea that no, this is going to be a government operation and not a bigotry one. Kind of like how can I put it? I was hoping that Marvel would go hard into the idea of a minority group suffering from the hatred of people who have no good reason to hate them other than that they're different, right? And it's up to the X-Men to protect the people that hate them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's the film that I want to see out of the X-Men, right? That is the X-Men to me. That's what makes the X-Men such a great story, is that they are trying to save the very people who hate them for no other reason other than them being bigots, right? But this changes that. Or it could. It could potentially change it. I don't know for sure. Like I said, the MCU may change this over time, but it looks like this is the route that they may go down. Um, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that it's okay that if the MCU goes down this route where the government's the a government agency is the enemy again, even though we already kind of had that with Hydra? Or
Does the DODC? I thought the DODC did not operate with the government. I thought they were
that's a
a
good
different
question. I thought they were a
division
government
that
agency.
was because it was founded by Tony Stark first.
Right,
Um,
right.
I don't know if it was in collaboration with the government because he did sign the thing, the the
The
papers or
Sokovia,
whatever.
the Sokovia
Yeah.
Accords. Yeah.
So he technically did sign over their rights as individual acting heroes. They have to work in tandem with the government at that point. Um,
So it
but
says
I don't.
here.
Mhm.
It says here that the Department of Damage Control in the cinematic universe is a federal government agency. It operates as a
Okay.
branch of the U.S. government, though it was originally established as a joint venture partnership with Stark Industries following the Battle of New York. So you're right. It
Yeah.
absolutely started as a joint venture with Iron Man and Stark Industries, but then they became their own branch of the U.S. government.
Hmm. So I hmm.
I don't
Because
know.
it makes sense in this film
Yeah,
for the government to be the ones to find out about mutants before
for sure. Yeah.
regular humans. And
Yeah.
then it makes sense for this in especially in this world, in this universe
Mhm.
where the the general population is so used to seeing super powered humans
Yeah.
or beings, right?
Mhm.
That they would just see a person like Jean Grey controlling things with their mind, this and that, and
Mhm.
being like, "Oh, that's just another superhuman," you know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't because thinking of the multiverse, you'd have to think about the X-Men universe specifically. Those are people who are not used to seeing superhuman people flying around because they're not, you know, um they're just not used to that. So they're not going to have this fear of them, you know,
Yeah.
in this universe because they're used to seeing that. they have
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Spider-Man who flies
Mhm.
around and who
They
whips
have a
around and
Thor
saves
and they
them, you
have
know?
a
Yeah.
yeah, they have a
Yeah,
Hulk,
exactly.
yeah.
They have a Hulk.
How
They
would
have a
mutants
guy
be any
who
different, you know?
exactly. So,
Yeah, I didn't think of
I
that.
think I think it would have to be at the hands of the government being like, "Look at these superhuman people. They don't care about you. They're harmful, you know, da da
Mhm.
da." And they even did that with Spider-Man. Like they showed like Jean Grey points out like and you see it yourself if you put two and two together. You see the weapons that they made against
Yeah,
Spider-Man to
against
disintegrate
Spider-Man.
his webbing, you know.
Mhm.
And Jean says, "Look, they don't even trust you and look at how much you've done for them." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? So it
Yeah.
really is I'm totally cool with that being because these films, these properties, they show it in Wonder Man 2, where
Mhm.
they only seek to control the
Yeah.
superhuman population. They don't want to sit them down and talk to them and help them. They
Mhm.
just want to control them, um, use their powers for their own gain. It's what we've seen time and time again. So
Yeah. I
I
I
think
guess
this
what
is
I'm
how they're
wondering
playing it.
yeah, I guess what I'm wondering is that if you have, like, the DODC where they are pretty much going after all superpowered or enhanced humans, right? Mutants
Mhm.
included. How would how would how would the MCU then explain why people hate mutants?
Mm. Um,
Outside of like maybe playing on the bigotry of saying like, oh well, this one mutant did this, therefore all mutants are like that. And maybe the
yeah.
government will use kind of like a propaganda tactic to turn people against mutants. That could be a thing, and that would kind of follow.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It like I was really hoping, and again, this still may happen, but I was really hoping on Marvel really embracing this or really embracing the storyline of um I'm sorry, not embracing the storyline, but tackling the themes of discrimination and prejudice, right? Because I think that those are the themes that kind of like permeate throughout all X-Men properties. And I was
Mhm.
really hoping that um that the MCU wasn't gonna, for lack of a better term, I was hoping they weren't gonna chicken out, right? I was hoping that they were going to, really kind of like, no, we're going to talk about discrimination, and we're going to talk about bigotry, and we're going to talk about, prejudice, and how it affects a community, and how minority community would still try to fight for humans even though humans are this way. And it kind of feels as if Marvel is now saying, well, that might be a little too spicy. We're going to make this a government problem and not a human problem, you know? And it kind of feels like that, especially it's a weird choice to make in the face of everything else that's been happening with the MCU and different properties kind of being canceled lately. But yeah, I was just kind of hoping, I don't know. But like I said, they still may go down this route, possibly. But yeah, I don't know how I
And
feel about.
I think that was just a bit too much for this film, you
Mhm.
know? Like,
Yeah. Well, I
it
think it works
I think
perfectly
they'll
within the
definitely
film, for
mm.
sure. I think the theme works perfectly in the film. I think
I
that
mean, yeah.
yeah. And I think making the Department of Damage Control the real bad guy in the movie is fitting, especially since with the Wonder Man series, and the way that this department has been kind of subverting superhumans um throughout these past two phases makes total sense to me. I just wonder like how is this going to play into the X-Men franchise once they start to really kick that into high gear, right? Like is this going to be a government going after the X-Men, or is this just going to be natural um human bigotry that are going to be the X-Men's foil? So, I don't know.
Well, I think it's just been a pattern in these, not just the Spider-Man films, but in the recent Marvel films,
Mhm.
that the government's kind of trying to push that agenda onto people,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we kind of saw it with the last Captain America film.
Mhm.
Um, you know.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the government has been a antagonist throughout almost all the Marvel movies now that I think
Yeah.
about it.
It's kind of like the driving force, and I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
like, and but you kind of have to understand that the government is driven by these people
sure.
who are who are expressing that bigotry against, these super powered people.
Mhm,
So in a way, it's still doing that. Like, it's just not at the scale that we see in the comic books. It's just written a different way in the
yeah,
movies.
yeah,
Um and then it pushes on to the people,
mhm,
because, they release the news and all this stuff that, we can't trust these people,
mhm. I think it would
and
be
then
interesting if
start
they do
doing that.
play I think it would be really interesting if they do play the propaganda angle, because
I
then
think that's just how it's going
yeah,
from this point. Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right. It would be interesting if they played the, uh yeah, if they played that angle, then that would mean, like that would be a whole other commentary that the MCU could be making, which would be
Mhm.
fun to explore, at least thematically, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens as far as the X-Men universe goes, because there's been a shit ton developments with that, but we can get into that
Mhm.
later.
Yeah.
What did you think of the after credit scene?
Um well, I'll answer that question, but since
Mhm.
we talked about Jean Grey
Yeah.
and your take on Jean Grey,
Mhm.
um, I'm gonna talk about my take on Jean Grey.
Sure.
Um, so she is definitely depicted as a teenager in this
Mhm.
movie. She's like really young. Um, she is the foil to Peter, if Peter didn't have these role models in his life, this support system that did help
Yeah.
like guide her.
Mhm.
And you really see that because, so like you said, this is a really um growing up point from this standpoint. Like, this isn't her character fully. Like, this is
Mhm.
where she's gonna grow from then on out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
she's
the way
still
I'm
building
taking
her
it.
character.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but you can definitely see some points in her character where she, you know, are where it is inherently good. Like, these are good traits for her character. You can
Mhm.
see that she is someone who is willing to go to any lengths for people who she loves or people who she wants to take care of. You see this with how reckless she is in trying to find her sister. Her
Mhm.
only um, the only person that she loves in the entire world who's taking care of her, right?
Right.
Everyone else has abandoned her and she only cares about her sister. So she's willing to go to any lengths to get her back. Um you see this after Peter um talks to her and shows her that she isn't alone, like she has people like him to rely on. When he gets shot,
Mhm.
she spends her entire time trying to keep him alive. Like,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
she embodies his body to just breathe for him. Like, can
Mm-hmm.
you imagine like how long? Well, they said it was like a few days, right? But that's
Yeah.
still days being in
Still,
someone's body.
it does
Yes,
show that she
exactly.
has that moral compass to her, which is
Yes.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That she has a moral compass for people she cares about. Now,
yeah.
when you think about so at this
I was
point in
about to
her
bring that
story,
up.
she's not really a nice person
She
because she
really
was
isn't. She
first of all,
essentially
she throws
killed.
this random dude into an oncoming car, and that dude's
Yeah.
dead. Like, there's
Uh-huh.
no questions about it. That guy's gone.
Right.
Um, and then she also embodies MJ's body and
Mm-hmm.
forces MJ to kiss Peter without
Yeah.
her knowledge. That's
Mm-hmm.
against her will. Like, that's not pretty nice. That's bad.
Especially
Like,
especially since Jean confirms that MJ does not think of Peter whatsoever. Like she
yeah,
confirms that Peter is literally a nobody in her head. So it's
yeah.
like, yeah, she literally forces her to kiss a stranger, essentially.
hmm
Oh my
it's
god.
very intrusive to MJ,
Mhm.
but also to Peter, like to manipulate him emotionally and hurt him that way as well. But also,
Mhm.
yeah, to force this innocent woman that you have no idea who she is,
Mhm.
like to do things against, like use her body to do, like, it's
Yeah.
those aren't good things.
Mhm.
Which I want to say before I forget, like I want to talk about that kissing scene and what
Mhm.
happens after. So there's a scene where they're hanging out in MJ's and Ned's apartment. They're
Yeah.
building Legos, and it's so super cute, and I love it.
Oh yeah, it's probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
I love it so much. And then so Peter, he he has this moment alone with MJ, and
Mhm.
he says, "Hey, there was this moment on the rooftop where I kissed you, and you weren't yourself, and I just, I didn't know it was you.
Mhm.
It wasn't you, but I just want to apologize because, it wasn't you, and that's not right. Like,
Right.
And I remember thinking in that moment, which is so sad, I was thinking, wow, they actually did that. Like, they didn't have to do that. And then I
Mhm.
was thinking again today, like, wait a minute, they absolutely did have to do that
Oh yeah.
because that's the right thing to do. Like,
That's what a good person does.
that's
You
what a good person does. And
Yeah.
like, and I felt awful thinking like, oh wow, I'm surprised that they did this. They didn't have to do that. But then it's like,
it,
no,
it's
they
just because
should.
you were
This
raised in a society, Lily. It's
this
not.
should be normal. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, but so this is what yeah, so much props to this movie for
Mhm.
like showing a stand-up guy who
Yeah.
who is going to apologize for what other people would label as a little thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
And then also, like, I'm so glad that this movie and movies like Obsession and all this other stuff
Mhm.
are being used as litmus tests to test the audience
Oh
of
yeah.
whether they're a good person or not. Because the male audience is failing very bad at this
Oh
litmus
yeah.
test.
Which is
I've been
that's why I always
seeing
say we need to go back to woke, man, cuz
oh gosh, people aren't awake enough. Like, wake
we've
up.
strayed too
Like,
far.
are y'all are afraid to be awake? That's crazy. But
Right?
so people, men are coming out of the woodworks and
Mhm.
saying like, "Oh man, can you imagine? You're out here risking your life and protecting this woman, and
Oh
you
god.
confess your love to her, and she
Mhm.
says, 'I don't love you. I don't even know you.'" And people
They
men are
lose their
literally
damn
being
mind.
like, yes, they're losing their shit. They're saying, I would swing on that woman. Like, I would,
What?
like,
Who the fuck
yes,
says that?
threatening, yes, no, for real,
Jesus.
threatening
Yeah.
violence, which, by the way, they always say, oh, I'm joking, which, by the way,
No, no.
not a joke,
No, anytime
not a
anyone says
joke.
that they're joking, no,
A
they're just
joke,
trying to
first of all,
lessen the
a
blow of
joke is
saying something
supposed
that
to
they
be
want it to be.
funny.
Right.
Yes, exactly. A
Yeah.
joke is supposed to be funny, one. And
Mhm.
two, if you think harming someone or sexual assault of any kind or sexual
It's
harassment
funny.
of any kind is funny,
Mhm.
you need therapy.
Yeah,
You need to
something's wrong with
go
you.
talk to someone because that is not a joke. That is
Right.
not funny. Okay?
Jesus
But
Christ,
like
man.
go seek help. But so
Guys,
yeah,
you gotta
that's
do
the
fucking better.
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the conversation that's happening around this movie. They're
Dude,
like, "Oh, I would never bring her back home after she breaks my heart like that. The audacity. The
like what?
audacity. Peter's the one who put her on the boat. Like why
Yeah. The,
the
the the
the
insane
least he
thing
could do
is
is swing her back home. Like
right. The insane thing is the level of pathetic. I guess that's the only
mm.
way of really describing it. Like as a human being, how pathetic do you have to be like, "Oh, I was rejected, therefore I'm big mad." Like, come on, bro. Suck it the
Yeah.
fuck up. Be a
She
goddamn
doesn't.
adult.
And also, what kind of media literacy are you watching the movie blind?
Dude,
She does not remember this dude. She
yeah.
has no recollection of who Peter
He's a
Parker is.
stranger. Yeah, he's an
She just
absolute
met him
stranger. Yeah.
like 30 an hour ago. Like,
Mhm.
are you telling me they and does wait, no, so he does do it unmasked. Sure, fine,
Right.
whatever. But
Mhm.
like still random stranger
He's still a
in a
stranger to her.
weird
Yeah.
boat
Mhm.
of also a stranger. Like
Mhm.
everything is strange about it.
Yeah.
You expect this person to just
Yeah,
like
like the best way to think about it is a essentially she found a letter of the only way I can think I can put or make it make sense in my head is that would be like finding a letter from a stalker, right? And you don't know who the hell the
basically.
stalker is, but they're like, "Hey, we had this whole life together. I love you." And yeah, the stalker may be nice, but at the end of the day, you still don't know who the fuck they are. You're already in a goddamn relationship. Anything that an individual like acts of kindness is not automatic consent to that person's feelings. Like
Mm,
for any guy out there, just because you're a nice guy does not mean that she condones reciprocal feelings back to you. If you're a nice
mhm.
person to somebody, just be happy with the idea that you were a good human being. All right, you're not
You're just
supposed
doing the bare basics, which is
exactly.
being a nice
Yeah,
human
you're
being.
just being a good
Okay.
human being. It's not transactional. It's not nobody owes you dick. You did it on your own accord, and therefore the other person has the agency to do whatever the fuck they want to do on their accord. And if they
Mm.
don't want to reciprocate your feelings, tough. I mean, shit. Sorry.
You get a little sad,
Yeah.
but you keep on moving.
Yeah,
Like you don't swing
you
on
go
them.
for a fucking walk. Yeah.
You just
You
if they
yell.
ask you to bring them home from a strange boat that you brought them on,
Yeah.
you
You
bring them
take
back
them
home and
fucking
then you
home.
cry in a corner
Exactly.
like a normal person.
Take a cold
Like
shower, punch a
Jesus.
punching bag if you have to. But Jesus Christ, the idea that anybody's just or that anybody would be like, "Oh, this is her fault," is fucking nuts, dude. Like
Mhm.
what the fuck has happened?
It's made
What
me
has
really
happened to
sad.
guys, dude? I don't get
I
it.
also I
Mhm.
also want to say I am happy that they made MJ like still this MJ. Like
Yeah.
she's noticeably like upset at she says like you basically robbed me of my choice to even want to like to forget you. Like you
Right.
didn't come to me for years.
Mhm.
Supposedly I loved you. You didn't come find me. Like you
Mhm.
robbed me of all of that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like I like that they kept that, that she's a little spicy, you
Yeah.
know? Like
That's what makes her a good
she's this
character.
MJ.
Mhm.
Yeah, that she got a little angry at that. So I did like that touch of her character too,
Mhm.
that she was just like, "You took that from me, and that's
Yeah.
not fair," you know? And
I
but she also apologizes. She says, "Look, I'm sorry that
mhm.
I'm not that MJ."
Oh, the other part that I really loved is Jean's commentary on how Peter fell for her ruse, essentially, right? After right, she reveals that, you know, she's the one that's controlling MJ's body. She goes, do you really think MJ would ever act like this? Like she questions um
Oh
Peter's
my
understanding
gosh.
of MJ. And
Yeah.
and like it's interesting because it does bring up this interesting conversation of um even though Peter is watching her from afar, is he really in love with the person that she is now, or is he in love with the person that he knew, right?
Mm.
And then Gene is like, at this point you don't even know the person that you knew, because if you knew her you would know that she would never fall for this bullshit. And I think in that moment is just the extra kick in the dick for him.
Mhm.
And you know, it was like, but at the same token, what Gene did was fucking brutal. Like,
That was so sad.
oh,
Yeah,
dude, that
and
was
then, oh my
so
gosh,
fucking sad.
the point where she drops her off
Oh yeah, she
the roof?
essentially almost tries to kill her too.
Dude,
Fuck,
that
man.
moment that moment brought back flashbacks to
Oh
Amazing
no,
Spider-Man
Gwen
2.
Stacy. Oh
I
no.
was holding my breath. I think
Yeah.
a bunch of people were holding their breath. They're like, "No,
Yeah.
not again. Please, not
Don't
again.
do this to us a second time.
Don't
Or
kill
third
her
time for me.
again." Like, yeah, so I'm glad she didn't die.
Oh
I'm
my
glad she
god.
didn't die the
Mhm.
same way Gwen died.
Right.
I would have literally cried and
Oh, it
been
would have
so
been
super mad. I would have been
ugh.
really mad. But yeah, that whole scene was just crazy. Like
I,
how dang Gene, you're ruthless, man. Like
you know,
that's
y-
messed up.
and that's another thing that I've seen some people bring up is the idea of how quickly Peter forgave Jean for
Mm.
essentially killing. Let's see, so she killed the old guy by getting him hit by a car, and
That was
then she throws MJ off of a building, and it's just like people were like, damn, Peter Parker forgave her real quick. I was
It's
just
like, man,
like,
I get you. Your sister was missing,
right.
so I get it. And now she's dead, so I get it.
Oh my
I think
god.
no, I think yeah, those are like some glaring plot holes, but
Mm-hmm.
like you can't
Mm-hmm.
really do that much with that runtime
It's
already.
true.
But
Yeah,
you
you
know, like
can't.
at that
She's gonna
point,
have a redemption arc one way or the other. I
I
get.
think
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, you can't forgive her for the dude being hit by the car. That was pretty messed up. But like you
Right.
know, like I think a part of him is like just kind of guilt he feels ashamed and guilty that he just didn't like sit down and talk with her, like ask
Yeah.
why are you, you know, he does try to, but it's like in the heat of the moment and he's
Mm-hmm.
like high stressed, right?
Yeah.
But like I bet a part of him is just like, if I had just sat down and asked her like why she was doing any of this and
Mm-hmm.
then found out it was cuz her sister got fucking kidnapped,
Yeah.
like I would have been helping her the entire time, which
Well,
is, you know,
and not only
that's
that,
why I think he forgives her, like,
yeah,
right away.
not only that, like he also gives the same amount of moral consideration to Frank Castle too, technically, because he knows
Mm,
that Frank has killed lots of people. You know what I mean?
mm,
And he doesn't come, or he condemns Frank and what he does, but it's not like he's turning Frank into the cops either. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I think it makes logical sense within the movie why Peter would give her the benefit of the doubt for sure.
and Peter, like, I feel like that's just something this Spider-Man would do. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't
I think that's a good point. Like if he's willing to give the benefit of the doubt to Punisher, why not the Gene?
Yeah.
Especially after figuring out that the DODC was lying to him and that they're essentially trying to steal, mutant powers for themselves and
Yeah.
yeah, and then killed her sister. I mean, damn.
Maybe he knows too that like, oh man, my inhibitor chip could do some pretty bad damage
Yeah,
because it was already doing damage to her, so I
cuz
feel
my
kind of
god, is
bad.
that inhibitor trip's it's gonna come in for a mollywop later on. Like
It's
if
kind of
it's going
busted.
down, yeah, if it's going down the route I think it's going down, Jesus, man. Like
Dang it, Peter.
Sentinels is gonna be the mutants or the X-Men's least problem or smallest problem, Small potatoes.
Small potatoes.
Small
Yeah.
potatoes for them.
But so we touched on that scene. That's good.
Mhm, mhm,
So we're gonna go circle back to your question on what I thought about the ending scene.
mhm.
Um which ending scene? The one with
The
Ned?
the end, yeah, the end credits Spidey app scene.
Oh, the Spidey app scene.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Or you know what?
I
I didn't even think of it. Damn, we didn't even hold on before we go to that. Shit. Yes, Ned and MJ at the end.
yeah,
Um
so I do think that so one, I think Ned is waking up faster
mhm.
than MJ.
Yeah.
Um because Ned is magic. Ned has magic
Exactly.
powers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then there was a theory saying that their handshake, um, they did it in the last movie and
Mhm.
a spark came out because he was wearing the ring. But some people are theorizing that was also a spell. Like
Yeah.
they they accidentally cast a spell between themselves, and
Oh.
because Ned is magic
Mhm.
and they did the handshake thing, it kind of helped break the magic. So
Oh.
he's waking up a little bit faster
Yeah,
from the magic.
I kind of chalked it up to you're right. Ned is a sorcerer, so maybe the magical spell wouldn't affect him in the same way. Maybe he could break the spell easier, and by doing the handshake with Peter, it was just enough to kind of like break his mind from the spell.
Mhm.
Um, the other thing was that MJ, I'm sorry, not MJ, Jean Grey was the reason why um,
Yeah.
because Ned and MJ were caught in the we'll call it the big brain freeze. Ned and MJ were caught in the brain freeze, and they showed in MJ, I think, like twice during this freeze, and she was crying. And
Mhm.
the theory is that while they were frozen, Gene was unlocking a lot of memories for both Ned and MJ as because technically she also did that for the Hulk.
Yeah,
Um
he unbeknownst to her powers, like she might not even be doing it on purpose, but
exactly.
just being just
Being
being
in
there
their
in
head.
their brain,
Mhm.
as Bruce puts it, he said she broke something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just her being there broke his mental wall
Yeah.
for
Of
Bruce and
suppressing. Yep.
Savage Hulk. Yeah.
Exactly.
So in a way, I do definitely think that she broke it. And there's
Mhm.
another theory that kind of cements that MJ is waking up because
Mhm.
in the scene, my favorite scene where they're hanging out in their apartment
Right.
and they're doing the Legos, MJ is sketching Peter and Ned, but
Mhm.
and she shows Peter the sketch. Peter is in his mask.
Yeah.
Um, she sketches his face. Like
Yeah.
that's super hard to one, that's super hard to do if you don't have a memory of this
Mhm.
person, which MJ supposedly doesn't.
Mhm.
And then two, the if you look at it again, the sketch doesn't have this iteration of Spider-Man's suit in it. It's not
It
this
doesn't?
brand new day suit. Yes,
Uh-huh.
it's the last suit. It's No Way Home
No
suit.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
If you
have to
pay
rewatch
attention,
this movie now.
yeah. So if you see exactly. So if you
Uh-huh.
see in this brand new day suit, it's
Right.
more reminiscent of the older Spider-Man.
It's the older
This
emblem,
yeah, so if you look at the emblem, this emblem is more like the older
the short
Spider-Man
and fat
suits,
emblem.
right? It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's pointier and stuff, but then if you look at the sketch, it's the like you were saying, the shorter chibi spider
Ah,
version of it
damn
in No
it.
Way Home. Yeah, the hexagon one. So,
Dude, that's such a
yeah.
big reveal that I did not catch.
Yeah, so like she's doing it like Ned, they're doing this from muscle memory. So
Right?
first their muscle memories are awakening, and then later on you see that she's sitting on the rooftop where they sat with her necklace.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just more like more stuff's coming out. So I think in the next
Ooh,
movie,
wee.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And that
I
that was
did like
that bit
that
of
little
hope.
tidbit.
Yeah, that was that bit of hope at the end of the movie where I was like, yes, yes, he's gonna have people again.
I know when they were doing the handshake, and then he
Oh,
looks
damn
up
it.
and he's just like, Peter.
Peter?
And then it cuts
Yeah,
to
dude.
black.
That stung my eyes a bit.
Which I did like that it did that whole cut to black thing
Mhm.
instantly, because that's just how these movies roll. They
Yeah,
they give you this really cut to black type cliffhanger, leaves you on your seat, and then you wait 5 years for the next movie. Like that's just how
right?
it goes. But um oh my gosh, like I can't wait, and I can't wait to rewatch the movie because I'm gonna be like looking out for these little
Oh,
things.
yeah. Now
But
I
everyone
gotta
else has
rewatch
caught on
it.
to it. You have to watch some YouTube videos, man,
Yeah.
because these people have eagle eyes. Like I don't
How do they
like
do that? During the theater
how do you
experience, I'm
do
just
this?
trying to soak it all in. I can't focus on
That's
fine
what I'm
detail.
saying. I'm too enamored by everything. Like
Right?
I just love the moment. Like I just can't focus. But
Ah, damn it.
I'm so glad for YouTube. But
Oh, yeah.
like that was
Crap.
really cool. So now let's get on to the ending scene
Yeah.
with
The
the
after
ending
credit
ending
scene.
scene with the yeah. Um
So, hmm, this
I don't
scene.
like it because I mean I like it cuz it alludes to future properties. I
Yeah.
don't like it cuz it's not an actual scene. But we've seen with the last few Marvel movies, the last ending scene doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
do much of anything. It's more of a joke
I
scene.
was,
So I'm
yeah,
kind of glad that they didn't do that
I was
with this
kind of
one.
hoping that they were gonna, because throughout leading up to this movie, Kevin Feige and the people at Sony were really pushing on the idea that this was going to be like a lead in directly into Doomsday. And it's just like
Oh,
what
okay.
they gave us was like, oh, so anybody who hasn't seen it or doesn't know what we're talking about, the after credit scene is a it's not even a scene with anybody in it. It's just showing Ned's Spidey app, and in the Spidey app, the application is looking for Spider-Man, and it's not finding him on Earth. And then so it continues to zoom out, and then it shows the spider emblem somewhere in space, right? And says that it found Spidey. Um, to me, it was so lackluster, because I mean, yes, it is alluding to what could possibly be happening in Doomsday, right? Like, so let's talk about what it could be alluding to, right? It could either mean that Spider-Man is off-world somewhere, right? I don't know where this movie falls within the timeline of Doomsday and Secret Wars. I'm assuming that it's happening before Doomsday. Um, but this movie's timeline could technically be taking place. I mean, it could technically be taking place in between Doomsday and Secret War for all we know. Um, so one, we don't know why Spider-Man would be off-world. it wouldn't be the first time that he would be off world, but we don't know why yet. Um, what we do know about Doomsday is that Doomsday is happening because of incursions, right? And incursions are essentially where an Earth from another universe is going to be colliding with our Earth, because of a point between both Earths that connect them, right? Like there was too much multiversal tampering, essentially. Um, and so, one of the theories that I've heard is that the app is detecting a different Spider-Man from a different Earth.
Mm.
Um, Although everything that I know so far of Doomsday, it, I mean, I don't know. There could be another Spider-Man in the Fantastic Four universe or in the X-Men universe. I don't know, because no Spider-Man was ever revealed to be in those universes. Um, so the only thing I can conclude that is that Spider-Man is off-world. Um,
I saw
so
a theory though that
mhm.
there were rumors that Toby Maguire would be in Doomsday, and
Yeah, I've heard of those
so
rumors
the
too.
yeah, so the ending is so I don't remember the end credit scene. I did, I've been watching YouTube videos that break down everything. So
Mhm.
there's one guy that says that the blip on Earth still stays there, um, saying that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is still on that Earth, but then
Mhm.
it zooms out and it detects another Spider-Man out in space. And
Oh,
so
so this could
it
just be a different Spider-Man.
yeah, so they're saying that because the Spider-Man that was detected on Earth stays on Earth, Tom Holland does stay on Earth, but the
Mhm.
Spider-Man that's detected in space is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and Earth blipped in that his Earth got blipped into this mul universe,
Mhm.
and this is before the incursion happens.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's what they're saying is happening. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's true. I don't know if Tobey Maguire is gonna be in Doomsday. That would be pretty cool. But
All
also,
right.
oh my gosh, there's so much stuff happening in that
So
movie.
much
That's
stuff
crazy.
happening. Well,
Yeah. So
yeah, so I don't think that the final scene was a very good lead in to Doomsday. It kind of feels like we were kind of bamboozled at the end of it, that there wasn't, or anybody who's been paying attention to what Feige and Sony have been saying, I don't think that it really paid off as showing any kind of lead into Doomsday outside of implying that there's another Spider-Man, or that
our Spider-Man needs to
our
stay.
Spider-Man's out there somewhere. Um the other thing, the only other thing that annoyed me is the idea that how would the app even do that?
Oh yeah. I did read your notes. I was saying that this is definitely so that how the app works, from
Uh-huh.
my understanding at least, is that the app works based off of sightings of
Exactly.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because in your notes you said, does the app work on like DNA detections
Yeah,
of
like
it?
a
Which
biosignature or something.
yeah, which I
Yeah.
don't think that's how it works because I think I remember Ned saying it is just based off of sightings that are reported of
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man. Um so and then also I don't think it would be DNA because how would Ned get his DNA unless he's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
really really
that's a
weird
good
about
point.
it. But then it's but like I mean we already saw he is kind of weird about it,
He
but
is a little bit of
like
a super fan.
yeah, he is a super fan for sure. But like
Mhm.
so it operates off of sightings, right?
Yeah.
So technically, if someone did see a Spider-Man out in a different Earth, uh, it would be reported, but
Mhm.
that Earth would have to know about the app.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know,
Which
so this ending is definitely like you definitely have to suspend your disbelief and like
yeah,
kind of turn off your brain
the
and
ending
forget
just
that that's how the app works. It's just a
exactly.
little teaser for the next thing that happens,
Yeah, I think
Like
I think
that's
the ending it kind of feels like the ending was just kind of tacked on to be like,
Mm,
yeah, this is
yeah,
just kind of a yeah, well, this is
it's
about
a little
doomsday,
fun
we
thing
swear.
that's gonna
Yeah.
allude to our next property.
It's gonna
Don't
make
think too
sense
hard
later.
about it. Yeah. I think that's yeah, I think that is how it feels. I'm
Mhm.
not too angry about it, but I do wish
Oh,
it
yeah.
kinda showed a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just glad there's gonna be more Spider-Man
Oh,
films
for
with Tom
sure.
Holland
Yeah.
because
I don't
oh
think
my gosh,
yeah,
I love Tom
I
Holland.
think I don't think Tom Holland's gonna be leaving this role anytime soon.
Oh yeah, he said I did write here that
Mhm.
he did say he's gonna keep playing um Spider-Man for as long as Sony will have him, and
Mhm. Mhm.
this movie did numbers, so I
Oh, for
think they're
sure.
never letting him that like Deadpool said, they're gonna keep having him do this until he's 90.
Until he's
Like
90, man.
yeah.
Although
Um
he has said, a number of times, like you wrote down here, he does have a timeline in his head of passing the role on. So,
we just don't know
we
when.
just don't know when.
Mm.
But,
Which I like.
obviously
I'm cool with that.
oh, yeah, I'm cool, especially if they pass it on to Miles. You know, if they pass it on to Miles Morales, then yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
But it is.
Mhm.
But there is a little theory
So I saw
that
yeah, go into that because I think this is
Peter's
interesting.
classmate. So
Mhm.
there's this Asian girl that's
Yeah.
been showing up in several of his films, in this
Mhm.
one especially. Her name is Cindy. I don't know if they ever say her last name,
Right?
but who else has Cindy in their name? It's Cindy Moon, who
Silk.
is Silk.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, yep,
So,
yep, yep.
um, and like you said, Tom Holland has had a time, he has been saying he's had a timeline played out for
Hmm.
Spider-Man and his successor. It would be super cool if his
It would
successor
be.
is Silk, an
That would be
Asian
super
woman
cool.
in the Spider-Man films. Oh my gosh.
I mean, why not both, right? We can have multiple Spider-Men in the
We've
MCU.
already seen it before. Like,
Yeah, we've
hell
seen
yeah,
it
do it.
before. So why not have Miles? Why not have Silk? Like we don't have to get into the other ones because then you start getting into weird comic booky stuff. But I mean, Miles and Silk would be a perfect they'd be a perfect vehicle to continue the Spider-Man stories and then telling completely new and fresh stories. Like I'm
Yeah,
down. Hey, don't even gotta ask me twice. I would
that would be
be
so cool.
I think the only thing, and this is just me being a nerd right now, but I think the only thing that kind of works against the idea that Cindy is Silk is the fact so in the comic books, whenever so Spider-Man Peter doesn't know anything about Cindy. Um well into man, in the comics, it was well after Superior Spider-Man, now that I think about it. But whenever he does finally learn about Silk and that she was kind of locked away, um, because they were bit by the same spider, they have like this strange pheromone attraction to each other, and they can't
Mhm.
seem to take they can't seem to take their hands off of each other. Like they have like this need to mate
Interesting.
in the comics. So, but that's only the comics, right? Like obviously I don't know if they're going to explore that storyline in the movies. But yeah, if they were to be that true to the source material, yeah, Cindy would have been all over Peter constantly the moment he was bitten by the spider. But
Yeah, if her origin
yeah.
story is that she got bitten by the same exact spider as
Mhm.
Peter, then she would technically have the powers right now. Because I was gonna
Exactly.
say,
Yeah.
what if she doesn't have her powers yet? But then it's just
Mhm.
like, well, the spider has to be alive to do that. So I
Yeah.
don't think that's possible.
And
So I
not only
think
that, it her spider powers are different, or it's odd. They're more organics than Peter's.
mm,
So like she had organic webbing from the get go, Peter only just got his organic webbing, right? And he got his
Yeah.
organic webbing by embracing both sides of him. What if Cindy has already embraced both sides of her?
Hmm.
And maybe that's why she's not kind of like being out there doing Spider-Man stuff yet. I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I do like the idea of the Cindy that
Cool
has
theory.
went. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool theory. Like
I
if
don't know if it's true, but that was a cool
that
thing
would
to
be
read.
cool. That would be cool if that is her and later on we just discovered that she was just kind of laying low the entire time. But who knows what we're going to be getting in the next Spider-Man movies, right? Like we still
Mhm.
haven't gotten a proper Black Cat yet. We haven't gotten. I mean, there's so many
Venom.
stories.
Venom
Venom,
was
yeah,
shown to be in his universe, like a
exactly. I
little
mean,
sliver of it.
we're about to get Secret Wars, and technically, in the '80s version of Secret Wars, that's whenever Spidey got his black suit, his Venom suit.
Oh.
So it'd be interesting if they kind of play along the same lines here. And because I know for a fact Sony is biting their nails wanting to get Venom into the MCU. So Secret Wars could be the vehicle that they need in order to get Venom or Spidey get his black suit. And that would be a fun little hiccup for Peter to like finally get his friends back, and now he's got this attitude problem because of the black suit. And that would also be a perfect time to introduce Black Cat too, like
Mm.
the anti-hero who's got a thing for Peter, and then Peter kind of unlocks his. I mean, because even if MJ has her memories back, she's still in a relationship right now, right?
With apparently the worst boyfriend she's ever had in comic book,
Yeah. Oh
Peter
yeah.
Parker,
Oh yeah,
Spider-Man
for
comic
sure.
book history,
Yep.
which is cool.
Yep.
Which is,
Yep.
I mean, not cool for MJ, but
Not cool for
like
MJ, but
would
cool in
be
the
cool to see
comics.
play out in the next,
and,
yeah, in the
and that's
next
the thing,
movie.
right? Like we've got MJ who's technically still in a relationship. If Spider-Man ends up
Ned,
getting the black suit, yeah, he's got Ned
Ned
back.
has magic powers,
Yeah,
who
Ned
could
has
be that
magic
one
powers.
guy.
If Peter ends up getting the black suit in Secret Wars, we could have a conflict there because Peter's going to have to deal with all these negative emotions he's had during this movie, right? He's going to have to come to terms with all of it, even if he gets his friends back. Um, and then if you introduce a anti-hero like Black Cat to kind of become the third in the Peter Parker, Black Cat, MJ love triangle, well then, there we go. The next movie could be badass depending on how they play it. I'm down. And then
Get this director
mhm.
to keep doing the
Oh,
movies.
dude, I
He
hope
did
they
great.
keep them. They have to. I think the MCU or Marvel knows who they have on their hands right now. Because originally he was going to direct Dynasty of Kang or the Kang Dynasty, what became Doomsday Now. He was the one that was originally going to direct it.
Mm.
And then he also directed Shang-Chi, which they could possibly tap him for the second one on that one. Um, and he also directed Wonder Man, which unfortunately that series has been canceled. But I mean, he's proven that he's a damn good director, and they would be absolutely stupid to lose him.